Welcome to episode 2, Dragonlance, Shadow of the Dragonqueen. You have to say that, like, every time you say it, you have to kind of growl at it.
Shadow of the Dragonqueen.
Shadow of the Dragonqueen. I kind of want to hear AJ's take on it. The deepest voice you can do, AJ.
The
Go ahead.
deepest voice I can do.
Deepest
Yeah.
growly Shadow of the Dragonqueen.
Yeah.
Dragon of the... I can't.
Got
I
it.
can't
Nailed
do
it.
it.
And
Nailed
then
it.
immediately the rest of the
Instantly
episode, she's like, my throat, my voice is gone.
Corey has a cold today. Welcome in today. Welcome everyone. We're gonna go around the table, say hi at the top of the show. Any announcements that we have going? I will start. We'll start over there. Rob, anything you want to talk about? Anything that's
Hello.
going on for you this week or next week?
Just the usual stuff. The things that I do over at Robert Hartley GM, Dungeons and Dragons related content. Just find me on all of the things. I'm doing the usual stuff. I'm sure I've got individual things every week, but nothing that I have on the top of my head. As somebody pointed out in the comments, I'm not clean shaven this time because that was a one-time only thing. I hate being clean shaven, so you get it at the start of the campaign and then never again.
Nice. We'll track the campaign like by session
Yeah,
50.
I'll specifically never shave again during this campaign.
Nice.
And then episode by episode, we'll see Lyndon get this biggest bushy beard.
I need to be in touch with the artist. They'd be like, give me the one with like braids, and he's half dwarf in the end. AJ, what's going on with you this weekend or next week?
Well, this week, Rockham, you're actually on my channel on Saturday morning.
I am?
Yes. We've got another episode of Four Corners. It is a collaborative world-building game that we're doing on Saturday morning at 7 a.m. AWST. But other than that, you can find me on Winter's Tales, which is the channel I run, I DM for, and world build. And next week, Tuesday, we have the launch of Season 2 of the Chronicles of Aelwyn, our flagship D&D homebrew world. So yeah.
That's very
exciting stuff in the next week for me.
Yeah, that's awesome. Next up we have Goose.
Goose.
You get that.
So it's a noise I know well.
Men know.
Dialect.
Yay, Zach! Woo!
Yeah, I'm still doing all the things that I'm doing. My campaigns now are Monday nights and Tuesday nights. Monday should be more regular. We're gonna do those every Monday, but like people are busy, adults who don't spend their lives playing D&D. You know, what are you gonna do?
The worst.
I
mean, it's
and
fun.
also, I am this close. I am 120 watchable hours away from partnering on YouTube.
Woo!
This close.
Nice.
Oh my god.
Very jazzed.
So you put the link.
Good
I don't think I
luck.
have your link in the cast command, but that's awesome. You should drop that in there.
Yeah.
It's not in there. I should do that. Cool. Finally, last but not least, Ellen, what's up? I know you got some stuff happening. What's going on with you?
Yeah, so as always, you can find me at Roll to Cast. That's ROLE to cast. We are currently in the middle of our Starfinder season. It's very fun. I really hope I don't die. But, you know, that's what I hope every day. So it's not that different in terms of TTRPG stuff. But for if you are in Adelaide/Ghana country, I'm going to be in 2 fringe shows for the Adelaide Fringe Festival. Opening next week is my solo show, Be a Doll, Won't You? Which is all about the objectification of female bodies. It's going to be a hoot. And I also have live shows with Roll to Cast. So if you're in Adelaide and you like role-playing stuff, which I would hope you do if you're watching this, but I don't know, you might be hate watching. That's cool.
Someone watching this is like, nah.
Nah, I'm gonna watch, but nah.
Nah, fam, not for me. Yeah, Roll to Cast is doing 4 live shows, each with a different game system. So each of us is going to take a turn in telling the story. I will be doing Kids on Bikes, but we've also got Cyberpunk Red, Vampire the Masquerade, and Pulp Cthulhu. So some of our staples as a brand, which is going to be really, really exciting. But mainly, I'm just nervous about my solo show. So
You're gonna kill it. Break a leg. It's gonna be
in
great.
Adelaide.
Do you guys
I
have
can't
that?
break a leg. I have no understudies.
Do you guys
Not a
have?
one.
Is that a saying also in Australia? Break a
It
leg
is.
is a good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, we also use chookers
What?
for good luck.
Because
Chookers, because if you did a
Chookers.
good job as an actor, you would get a chicken dinner.
Oh,
because
chukas.
Yeah,
Alright.
there you go.
I love chicken.
And I'm-
That
And
works
if
out.
you did a bad job as an actor, you get punched in the face.
Mm.
Spat on.
Nice.
You just don't eat.
Just caught. Yeah.
That's what struggling artists.
Nice.
You know,
Yep.
we need dinner.
Nice.
Yeah. That's me.
As for, well, I'm on AJ's channel Friday night Eastern Standard Time for those of us who are in North America, and then Sunday morning at 7 EST. I'll be running a one-shot on my channel, but in support of St. Jude's, the fundraiser that Lord Gasumba's doing over there, the Greyhawk folks. So tune in Sunday morning for like absolute mayhem chaos. It's another chat plays D&D kind of vibe, and then you can. I never do donations or incentives, but this will be for fundraisers. So for like $30, you can draw a card from the deck of many things and ruin the whole adventure, which would be a lot of fun. So you should do that. So I look forward to people coming by. Okay, with this, I think that's it. Oh, just to point out, Dread is away today. They had other conflicting plans that were way more important. So they're gone, but that doesn't mean Ollie's gone. And we're all gonna take turns bullying Ollie while he's gone. No, I'm just kidding. We got it sorted out. So just he's away they're away just this week, and they'll be back next week. So hi, Dread. Hope you're doing well. With that, we're gonna jump into a kick-ass, badass trailer that was prepared. I hope you guys enjoy it, and then after that, we'll do the recap, and we'll be right into the session.
It has been 300 years since the gods punished the world of Kryn. They shifted continents, sundered nations, consumed empires. 300 years since the gods departed, ushering in the time of darkness. Yet nothing is eternal. The world begins to heal. Fragile nations rebuild, tentative alliances reforge. But in the shadows to the east, the drums of war sound. Will darkness consume the land, or will heroes stand in its way? Welcome to Dragonlance, Shadow of the Dragonqueen.
After receiving a letter from Sabian about our father's recent injury, my brother Lyndon and I travelled back to our family home. Although it was a touching reunion of sorts, we also had the burden of bringing the news of our Uncle Ispen's passing. He may not actually be our uncle, but he used to frequent our farm and bring gifts from his adventures when we were children. Juniper, the eldest of us, was much the same upon arrival. She sort of took over to help when our mother died, looking after the farm and father, of course. But she isn't our mother, and we're all a lot older now, so she's got to stop treating us like children. Goose, the second eldest, is still the same as well. Sure, he may be lacking in self-discipline or responsibility, but at least he treats us as equals and knows how to have fun. He and Lyndon wrestled the moment they had the chance. It's nice to see Lyndon be himself. He relaxes a lot around the family. And then Oleander, the youngest, always off with the animals, and that's not a metaphor. He genuinely has more animal friends like Wolf than he does people. Once we finally got past all the hugs and joyous reunion, I broke the news. Father urged that we all go together, and that he stay behind because of his injury, and to look after the farm. I trust Father to know what's best for him, but of course Junie was overprotective. After much debate, the five of us eventually set out to head to Vogler for the memorial. Apparently there's a festival happening at the same time, which is almost poetic for Uncle Ispen, as if he had somehow planned it. However, on the road I spotted a shivering mess of a man, Riz, who claimed that face stealers had killed the Selmic knights he was with. Lyndon and I couldn't recognize the description of these beasts, or at least didn't believe it. Dragons have long since left this world, and weren't as small as the ones Riz seemed to be scared of. But needless to say, not but a few moments later, there we all were, a family, albeit of the dysfunctional kind, but a family nonetheless, taking on 3 terrifying dragon-like kin who had stolen the actual face of a knight. I don't think this is what Father meant when he said this trip could be the start of a great adventure for the 5 of us. Or maybe it was.
Boom! Recap done. That was good. That was good.
That was good. That was a really good recap.
So good.
All right.
Good job, everybody.
As
Don't you just mean AJ?
Yeah.
it's just AJ.
Hey, Rack edited it.
Thanks, Rob. I really did a lot. So I appreciate my work being.
We did a great job. Pats in the back to
We
us
did
all.
a great job. True, we did a great job.
Oh, Lord.
Nice.
It's all gonna be
As-
like this, isn't
It
it?
is.
It's gonna be one of those
chaos.
days. It's gonna be
Chaos.
one of those days.
Dread balances us out,
They
and
do.
that's,
Yeah.
that's
Fine to
the
play the
problem.
heel. Everyone knows.
As the
Also,
yes.
check this out. My lovely partner
Hey, Goose.
got me a little goose.
That's
That
it.
is amazing.
I love it.
Goose.
As the 5 of you have now disposed of the bodies, one thing that was missing is Goose and Juniper. When you guys had approached the obelisk that was sort of standing on the side, you had a bit of a visitation, epiphany, whatever you want to call it, where you met with an entity in an emblazoned, the blue, bird-like creature, and an enormous blue bubble surrounded you, stopping time all around you for just the briefest of
That's right.
moments while
We
you
gotta
had an
be stopped.
interaction. And as the world came back to your siblings, unaware of any changes that might have occurred, I will say this, Corlys and Lyndon, both of you noticed that the radiant energy, or at least for you, Lyndon, you had detect magic up as I recall. The magic that was embedded inside of this pillar, this half-broken pillar, is now dissipated. You see, Ollie is suddenly kind of overcome with exhaustion. And as he looks to all of you, he will look to Juniper and immediately sort of curls up beneath the temporary tarp that's been set up and will very quickly, strangely enough, like just fall asleep.
Don't touch that. You don't know what it could do, Ollie. What is it? Is he okay? Magic's gone.
Let me
Magic's gone
check.
from the obelisk. What?
You can make a message.
did
He's just exhausted. He's tired, and there's
Junie, did he touch
Yeah.
it?
Did he touch
Did
it?
he touch it? Did he make
Yes.
contact?
It spoke to us.
What?
What?
What did?
Whatever was in this obelisk, it seems to be some sort of, I don't know, old entity.
Can't
Looking
trust an
for a-
obelisk.
You can't
Dad always
trust
used
any.
to say that.
Yes, well, Ollie charged ahead, as he usually does, and touched
Ollie?
it.
Ollie?
I'll do a medicine check.
absolutely.
What is that? Sorry, quick math.
Quick Matt.
I think that's a 14.
Nice. He
Oh my
is
God.
exhausted. He doesn't feel. He feels a little bit clammy to the touch, but it just seems that the excitement, the fight, seeing, he's not so particularly squeamish, and you know that about him, Juniper, but he is just really beat, and he's just curled up as a fox or a wolf might, sort of on himself, and he's just gently snoring.
Goose is gonna come, just like hold him up. Even though he's like much taller than Goose, he's still lighter by far, and he's gonna hold him up and then like put him over his shoulders and be like, "There we go, big guy. Come on." And he's gonna walk him over to the little campsite we've set up.
So
Junie,
where did,
what-
where
It
did you
looks
set up
like
the
he's-
camp? Where did you set up the campsite?
We went to set it up before we were attacked, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned
Yeah.
that I put up like a tarp
Yeah,
off of
Yeah,
some of the wagons that was the wagon that was left. I pulled up at like a tarp off it and like pitched it, like pegged it into the ground so that we have a little bit of a lee.
Okay, there's like a
Away
little
from
sort of recessed area around rocks and trees that would probably make the ideal campsite.
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay, and then if you guys, sorry, Rob, I interrupted you.
Junie, you said there's something in the obelisk that talked to you?
Looking to write some sort of relationship with children of nature. Habakkuk? I might be butchering that name. I'm just trying to pronounce it as I wrote it down, Rackham. So.
That's it. You nailed it.
Religion
Oh,
check?
Habakkuk?
Yeah, make a religion check. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Is that something that either of you have heard about in your studies?
I rolled a
6,
natural
no.
1, so no.
And I got a 3, so 6 total. Probably not.
Yeah,
Is
I've
that
heard about it.
Oh, hang on.
I've heard
I need to-
all about it.
I need to-
Let me
Tell
tell
you everything about having cock.
No,
What
nothing.
did you roll anything, Juniper? You could roll a
No.
religion check if you want.
Oh, I guess
See.
I could.
See, but you had a religious epiphany.
I guess I can roll things
Yes, you
in this
can.
game.
You can.
It's a 9.
No, like that. Nothing in particular jumps at you. I mean,
Goose got an 18.
Goose got an 18. Goose, I will say this: if
God damn it!
You
God
spent
damn it, Goose.
Goose, you spent a fair amount of time at the Brass Crab, where you've seen terrible acts one after the other. You've seen Yame, the innkeepers sort of tolerate this, and one of the acts that stuck out to you was actually quite good, and it was just a recitation of the history of the world and ancient gods, and it was just this person standing there kind of telling stories that they had heard from their parents as kids. And it does talk briefly about the Fisher King, which is the other name of this deity, Habakkuk. And the reason you know about it is because the festival that's coming up, the Kingfisher Festival, is a lot of it dedicated to that particular deity. And therefore, you're able to kind of make the link between the two events. So it's a story of myth and legend. Gods have departed long ago. There are no gods. There's no divine magic. But, whatever your siblings are saying kind of feels... What?
Do they
no,
teach
I
you
don't.
that in the fancy school you go to?
No, they don't teach about random old beings that live in obelisks in the middle of the forest, Goose. What they do teach about is not encountering said random beings and talking to them. So tell me about them, Junie. Did this thing appear to you, or just a voice in the head? Did you both hear it simultaneously? Were you both able to answer? Was it telepathy?
Well,
Was it...
Ollie touched it, but it spoke to both of us. And it...
Ollie touched the being?
Well, the obelisk, which I guess it was, I don't know, residing in. I'm not an expert in these things, but it
Did you
spoke
see
to
it?
us. Yes, it looked like a bird.
It looked like a bird. What kind of bird?
A bluebird that spoke, so it did seem unusual.
Think it'd be a
And
kingfisher with all the symbolism around it, right?
And it said something about a wanting to the children of the forest or something, the children of nature.
It said that the world, it had left nature to its own devices, and now that it was being corrupted, it needed people to fight for it, to take a stand against darkness. And that it could potentially teach Ollie in the ways of natural magic.
Please tell me you didn't agree. You met some random being in an obelisk and you agreed to let Ollie be taught by it?
Well,
Fine.
not all of us have the luxury of being sent away to learn sorcery and witchcraft. Ollie has a gift for natural magic.
You said yes.
He said yes,
Oh,
and I'll stand with him.
what is this creature you've said yes to?
A kingfisher, I suppose.
Did-
Angry
did-
about people whiling away in its forest.
Did it give you a name? The Habakkuk? What did it say? Where? Like, did it have titles? Did it have station? Did it?
The Fisher King.
The Fisher King. Habakkuk, the Fisher King. And then we've just agreed to. Has he made a pact? Why is he not? He's immediately gone to sleep.
He seems fine. He is a bit warm, but it's not an illness.
I just can't
We have just
understand why you would do something like that. That's so risky. You could be talking to anything. You could be talking to a demon, to Fae, I don't know.
Lyndon's going to flick to the sleep spell in his book, and he's just going to be like studying all of his notes around sleep and magical sleep, and seeing if he's can
Look,
understand anything through
sometimes
that.
you get, funded to go to the school to study magic. Sometimes you get a scholarship. Let's think
can't
of this
believe
as
I'm agreeing with Goose, but he's right.
Ollie's. It's Ollie's scholarship.
Yes, a
without
scholarship from a
anyone-
devil, a demon, an ancient one, an old. It could have been anything. Could be a
suppose
trickster.
you-
Could be a fairy. Could be a leprechaun. That's formed him into some sort of fey pact now.
It wasn't a leprechaun. And
And how do you
the
know?
specific...
Do you know the signs to look out for when one is dealing with the fae? Because I'm sorry, but we do. We've. That's the sort of thing they teach us at this fancy school that you two seem to turn your nose up at.
I'm not turning my nose up at it. I'm saying that you guys have a great opportunity, and perhaps this could be a great opportunity for your youngest brother.
Yes,
Don't
or
you want
perhaps
him...
it could be his death. What if he never
It
wakes
won't
up?
be. He will.
And you can guarantee
I
that.
know he will. Yes.
I hope you're right, Junie.
You guys hear a small. I hate to interrupt, but I'm kind of hungry, and there's like a fire camp.
This is awake again.
Is there food?
Has
It's
he not been
raining.
eaten by something at this point?
Also, are you not a soldier, Riz?
No,
There
I'm
are
a farmer.
provisions. Oh my god.
I mean, I could tilt the earth and wait for like cabbage to grow, but it might take a minute.
All right.
Well, we have a
Riz?
preliminary camp, Riz. I suggest that you try and make something of it. And in the meantime, why don't we set out and quench our thirst, have something for our hunger?
You mean
And
from the
wait
river
for
where you
Ollie.
guys tossed bodies a minute ago?
We'd go upstream from that, obviously.
I mean,
I'm
all
gonna
right.
kick.
I just
I'm gonna walk over and just kick Ollie really hard in the bottom of the foot.
okay. As you do so, there's no reaction. He's out cold, which is, considering your, I guess the one thing that would slightly possibly alarm you is that sleep is not always something that comes naturally to you guys, considering your heritage. And there are many times where you, other than Goose, who sleeps like fairly regularly, because his human parentage is more pronounced than the rest of you, your elven lineage oftentimes presents itself as like there are certain nights where you simply just need to rest and not sleep and you're fine. Ollie definitely is more along those lines where 1 hour, 2 hours maybe tops he might need to sleep, but the fact that he's out cold this deep in sleep, it's not usual. Something is really like has exhausted him. Some kind of, and whatever Juniper is describing might be it, but he's definitely out cold. Kicking him produces no result.
Well, Ollie's not going anywhere for the meantime. I suggest we make camp. I guess I will
Let me
start
just
the
try
fire
though.
then.
Let me just try though, and then Goose kicks him as well. Nah, he's really out.
He's-
You gonna try though? It's a try.
it was worth a try.
I think in a bit of a huff, Juniper will start, amassing the stuff for the campsite. Probably just very frustrated by everyone asking her questions that she doesn't have the answer to necessarily.
Yeah, and there's you find the wood that's still dry, like under some hedges and bushes and stuff, and you're able to collect. There's a little bit. You have rations on you, but there's also some game like rabbits and things. Riz, if you'll allow him, will accompany you. I don't like being useless, and I feel like I'm just kind of a burden at this point, and I don't want to say, but you guys are kind of being really loud, and we don't really know if there's more things out there, and you seem the strongest of the bunch, so I'm going to hang out with you, if that's okay.
Me?
Yeah. They all seem to listen to you, and they all do what you say, so,
Riz,
I feel like
I
I'm
am
safer closest to you.
very much doubting your observational capabilities. But
As you
all
say
the
that,
same,
he
you
trips
can...
over a log and...
Jesus.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Okay, why
Four-footed
don't
as
you
a mountain
just...
goat, that man.
Yes, why don't you just try and find me some kindling? Any dry sticks?
I can do that.
Lyndon's gonna watch this, half watching over the top of his notes as he's studying his spells to do whatever he does. But he sidles up beside Cory and says, "Fimirak, Fimirakel."
In miel fimarak.
Say, he is going to wait until what's his name, Riz has returned with what little firewood and things he's got, and he starts to pile it up, and then he is going to what does it require? Is it just somatic? Vocal and somatic. So without any material components from his his pouch or something, from his hand, he just draws a symbol of fire magic in the air, and then he sort of grabs a hold of the symbol and just pushes it forwards towards the kindling and casts Create Bonfire. And just casts it and just like sets the bonfire going like 5 feet to the side of where Riss has just been spending all his time trying to put things together. And he says, "Oh, if only this expensive school taught us something useful, eh?"
Wow! Wow! You did that all by yourself. How did you do that?
It's called magic, Riss.
Can you do it again?
I will do a similar sort of symbol in the air real quick, but it can be smaller this time because there's already existing fire. And I just take the fire that was there and just extinguish it and place it again, like closer to him. Uncomfortably close, not quite underneath his feet.
He'll take a step back, and he's so amazed he'll look at you and go, "What card am I thinking of?"
Back to my book.
Okay. Oh. And he'll just enjoy the bonfire that you've made.
Can I can cast message.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to like whisper just in a very like ethereal voice in the back of Riz's mind, just like a number, like a 3.
Make an Arcana check for me, please.
Okay. Oh, 18 plus 5, 23.
You reach out to Riz's mind,
Oh no.
and you are immediately repulsed by what you find.
Oh.
There is a severe pushback, and when you try to every mind, you learn this at your school, every mind has a color sort of denotation. If you have synesthesia, you can hear colors or see colors when you hear noise, and minds kind of work the same way. A red mind can be angry, a green mind can be happy, blue can be sad. There's sort of like some outskirts of colors, but all of them, elf, dwarf, human, kender, that you've run into, half-elf, all have sort of the same shape generally. Some are bigger auras, some are smaller. This reads as the complete absence of shape. And as you reach out to it, make an insight check for me, please.
Oh, that's messed up.
Yeah.
Uh,
We just
18.
inadvertently stumbled onto.
18. As he's come back
Riz
to
is the
camp
big bad.
with the fire,
Yeah.
you
We just
see,
discovered it through a message cantrip.
it occurs to you that Riz is actually quite hurt. He has cuts and bruises on him. And you immediately see he's bundled up and he's been putting on this sort of like, I'm tired kind of vibe. And you realize that in the light of the fire that's now flared from Lyndon rather, there is a scar that runs from beneath his ear that seems to disappear around his neck and below his clothing.
Oh, they already got his face.
And he stands there looking at you, looking all bemused, kind of his head tilted towards you, fumbling with the fire and the logs that are like sort of beside him, unaware that you've tried to do anything.
I
Well, that changes
immediately
things.
I immediately relay this to Lyndon in our twin speak.
Okay. Lyndon and Corey, you're both aware that something is very wrong. Goose, what are you doing? Where are you?
Like, Riz, you're all thumbs. Here's my knife. You gotta down the grain of the wood. The grain of the wood, alright? You try. Give him his knife.
Give him a knife.
All
Grain
right.
of the wood.
Hang on, let's see how this plays out.
What do I do with the grain of the wood?
If you're gonna whittle a spear or anything, some kind of defense for the camp, you want to slice down the grain of the wood, alright? So you've got this nice stick.
Yeah.
Nice.
Tell him. You should
Take
tell
my
him.
dagger.
Are you
Okay,
confident you
thanks
could
for
get
the
into his
dagger. It's
head?
a great dagger.
You want to cut it on the grain of the wood.
I
Could you tell
cast
them?
message again, but this time to Goose. And I tell Goose as he's like close to Riz.
All right, you're doing a
I'll
great
just be
job.
like-
I'll have the dagger back. Actually, I'll have the dagger back.
Well, I'm not done yet. I'm
1 second. You seem to be doing a great job. I just need the dagger. One moment.
all right. Well, listen. Here's your. He gives you the dagger back.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, I'm gonna go finish. There's some more word to be had, so I'm gonna go finish helping your sister. I think she's still out there catching game, or maybe getting wood. I'm not sure, but you guys seem to have this under control with all that great magic. Oh my goodness! And
Just will need a help. There was one body left we needed to drag off. If you give a hand.
Oh, sure. Where is it? Because I'm pretty sure I saw 3, and I thought you threw all 3 already.
Under the cart. You know the cart that was there? It was under the cart. Still want to get it, because if we leave it there, it's going to smell all night. And we're going to be smelling like... We're going to be smelling rotting bodies all night in the camp.
He looks at you. No, it was just the 3 knights and me. When we left, there was nobody else. There shouldn't be another body down there.
Then why is there a body down there?
I mean...
Bodies of the monsters, maybe.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Of course. Sure, I'll help you.
Cheers. I walk with him over in the rain and tell him it's under the cart.
Make a deception check, please.
Yeah.
Oh my
That makes sense,
god!
that
Oh my
makes
god!
sense.
I think Lyndon and I are also on standby, like ready to cast.
I am
anything.
on the right page, like ready to. I'm like, oh, what's this happening?
I am not aware. I'm out hunting rabbits. Sorry,
21.
guys, it's on you.
21.
Deception.
He looks at you, and as he approaches, make a... in fact, with the 21, I'll allow it to sort of kind of... Goose, I'm not going to mince it. You're not the sharpest tool in the shed sometimes, but
I do lie well.
You've been in a scrap or two in your time, getting busted by the cops, as you call them, back in Vogler. You've gotten yourself arrested a handful of times. You know how to put up. You know, you've had your scraps in the brass crab. Things have happened, and you know how to read body language. And the way that Riz is moving to look towards the cart, he never turns his back to you. And as he approaches it, he's kind of looking, and he approaches. I don't see anything, and he's got it near it. He's looking down, but still kind of squared to you.
Yeah, of course you're not going to see it. It's because it's under the cart. You got to scrabble down under there, don't you, bud?
Well, all right. Can you help me lift it?
I tell give Corey the signal, obviously, of like it's going down, and then you can also see that it might. My breathing's getting a little more shallow. I've also reached down into my component pouch and brought out a couple of very small pastries that were baked specifically for my component pouch and a tiny feather. And I'm just kind of holding them in my hand as I'm trying to pretend like I'm still thinking about Ollie's situation.
The 3 of you, as you're there, you can see him. He's kind of trying to convince Goose to, you know what? Maybe I should just go get your sister, and then she can help me.
You stay there. I'll lift the thing so you can see it. And what's Goose gonna do? What Goose is gonna do? He's gonna go around to the other side of the wagon and lift it essentially off the wheel chucks.
Yeah.
And just push the whole thing bodily at him.
Okay,
so
make
it's
a
gonna roll
strength
down
check.
like.
As you grab it, you look. Your siblings are right beside you. You heave your back.
Hey, Riz! Just as he's starting to do something with the cart, I'm figuring this is go time, and I go, "Hey, Riz!" And then as he pushes the cart, I say, "Suck my whole ass!" And I'm gonna crush the tarts, and I'm gonna wave the feather in the air, and I'm gonna cast hideous laughter on him.
Nice. Okay.
Yes.
I got an 18 for my
So
strength.
you
check.
lift the cart, which is still was in pushable or drivable condition, and as you lift it and toss it at him, all right. So
It's more that I'm just like letting it loose down because I figure it's on a slope and there's like things blocking its wheels, and so I'm like pushing it down rather than like Goose
So
isn't strong enough to hurl her.
here's what we're gonna do because we're in the thick of it now. I need
Yeah,
all
yeah.
of you to roll initiative, and then
Hell
we're
yeah.
gonna start
Oh
with the
my
top of the
God.
round with Lyndon's spell in a second.
Is that including me?
You we'll get to in a second. You're gonna have to make a perception to see if you hear the exchange over there.
Right.
But yeah, probably soon.
Thank God for the what's it called, the wizard thing where you get your spells back once a day.
Arcane recovery.
Oh yeah.
That's it, arcane recovery. Because I cast disguise self, then I had arcane recovery to get it back, and then I've gone sleep and hideous laughter. Then I'm all out for the day.
Nice. So, Goose, what did you roll?
I have an initiative of 3.
Nice, classic. Corey.
Was it a strong 3 though?
It was a healthy 3.
I got a 7.
Okay, and Lyndon.
12.
All right, let's roll for. Riz is a very slow to react. He rolls a 4, which means he is after Corey but before Goose. Right, you got a 3, Goose? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, Lyndon, perfect. Top of the round, you cast. You hear the chuckle that is pulled from the fey creatures all around surrounding him. You cast hideous laughter, you said?
Hideous laughter, yeah.
Is there a
Wisdom
joke
saving
you want to
throw
tell?
just suck my whole ass. Made them laugh. It's a wisdom saving throw DC
Yeah.
13.
13, that's it. Thank you. That's trying to find the DC.
He goes just like, yes!
It has no effect as it surrounds Riz. The cackling laughter around him, and you hear as his whole he seems like his shoulders slump, and he seems
As his whole ass.
he seems disappointed for a second, and you hear his voice change. Well, I suppose the gig is up. All right, Lyndon, what will you do?
Is it now my proper turn? That was
It's your
like a
proper turn, and
surprising
then
thing.
oh,
Awesome.
actually, you toss the card at him, right? So let me just do a quick dex save for
Yeah.
Mr. Riz. He, as the cart comes towards him, he grabs it with his right hand and literally flings it across. You watch the cart fly into the distance, and now, Juniper Rose, give me a perception check to see if you can make out that calamitous
Oh
sound.
God. That is a 15.
15, you absolutely hear the noise. The cart
Okay,
is
yep.
flung, it shatters and breaks, into the ground, and you hear the tree beside you. So roll initiative for me, please.
Great. I say great. Oh my God, that's a 6.
Good, it's not that bad. Where are you? Where'd I put you? There you are. Up. So, all right, top of the round proper. Lyndon, you are up.
All right. Same as before, I'm feeling pretty tired magically, so I just do a cantrip, create bonfire, push it towards him, and this time I'm pushing it right underneath his feet. Dexterity saving throw DC 13. As a fire catches, hopefully, his lower half.
This. Spell fire. So DC 13, you said?
DC 13. Yeah.
Let me just roll it.
Let's hope he's flammable.
Natural 1. As
Hey,
the
good.
fire,
Yes!
you watch. So what's the
two
damage?
points of fire damage. 2
Excellent.
points. Unless he's
I can do math. I can do math early in the morning, right? Yes, I can. You watch as it hits him. 2 things. 1, the fire slams into his feet, and the skin that he is wearing and borrowing suddenly pops like an overripe cocoon. You watch as it kind of pops and melts around him. Bits of flesh are dangling off of him as this form kind of swells upwards. What stands before you is another one of these creatures. This one is bigger. It's got these wings, and it's got but it has no weapons, and it looks hurt. It-
I put my hands behind my head. I'm glad you're old enough to understand the reference.
Yeah!
As AJ's like, nah, too young. As Lyndon did the create bonfire and then pushed it towards him, he kind of pushed himself back, and more of those fiery embers sort of stuck around him, swirled, and his skin goes almost even more golden. It's sort of like the magic of his Eladrin ancestry comes to life just a little bit more, sparks up, and he steps back almost inadvertently as I cast my bonus action face step 30 feet back from Risk, because I sure as hell don't want to be next to him. So bonfire, and then push myself back with a bonus action, and then I shout, Johnny!
Okay.
And that's my turn as I use my movement to run the other way as much as possible.
Solid turn. You watch the bonfire, which I need to get fire. Let me just do that in place. And next up, Corey.
I am going to cast Mind Sliver. I know that his mind is different because I cast Message before. But I too am tired and I don't know what else to do. As a reaction, I'm panicking. And I will cast that. So you see Corey sort of move her hands around and gesture towards the creature just in a panic.
Okay, it's an saving throw, right?
Yeah, intelligence 13.
It fails.
Okay.
Nice.
1d6 psychic damage. Ooh, 5.
5.
Yay.
Nice. Again, you watch as it grabs its head and blood begins to spurt from. Well, Goose, you're right in front of it, and you can see it's sort of like lizard-like, draconic face. It has these little nostrils, no nose necessarily. They're sort of fixed to its face like a snout, and you watch as blood pulls out of its nose, and it looks around. Its eyes are wide. It's taking in everything. It's not scared though. It just looks angry. All right, Corey, what else are you doing?
Where am I located?
You are by the sort of gate to the obelisk.
Yeah, to the obelisk.
Behind you is Lyndon, who kind of face stepped away. Across
Okay,
from
I'm
you is
gonna-
Goose, and not far from you is sleeping Oleander.
Oh my god. I'm gonna duck behind the rocks to the same side that Lyndon has gone, and sort of hide behind them
Okay,
as best I can.
got you. There.
All
Excellent.
right,
Yeah.
I got him. Easy, no problem.
Juniper,
I think he's up before you.
Yeah, he is. Juniper, you heard a commotion behind you, and you saw a cart flying through the air, smacking into a tree. Note to self, apples fell down. Maybe that could be good to eat later, but at the moment you hear like a discharge of magic and
Ever the
shouting
pragmatist.
happening.
As a free action, can we start betting on whether or not Zach's character will get petrified this time?
Hasn't happened so far.
I've got good odds. I got good odds that he's gonna do it again.
Fine,
I thought you were gonna
fine.
make an Isaac Newton joke of like, this cart flying, this apple cart flying through the air seems to imply some sort of force.
Yeah, this is when
down.
Lyndon discovers gravity on this planet, and then it's only a short leap from there to discovering reverse gravity.
Exactly.
Truly. Well, that will be my family.
So Juniper, what are you doing?
Yeah, I think I just want to sprint over to the action, knowing that my family must be the cause of this.
Okay, I mean there are trees nearby. You could run back 30 feet. You can climb a tree. It's up to you the way that you want to approach this, obviously. Or you could just keep picking,
Yeah.
killing rabbits. It's also fine.
No, I think I'll kind of like. It's probably, I imagine it's one of those things where she's got the rabbit in her sights, and then suddenly like the apple cart kind of flies through, and the rabbit's like, ah! and like flies off,
Yeah.
and she's like, ah, shit, that's my family. And I'll run a little bit. I want to go up a tree and get a vantage point with my bow.
Sure, give me an athletics. As you run up to the nearby tree, put your foot... 14, you said?
Nope. Sorry. That's a dirty 20.
Nice. You climb up, and all in one motion, you land in the tree. You get a clear line of sight to the individual, the creature. It's not Riz. Bumbling, fumbling Riz, who nobody thought to insight check earlier, is now turned into this enormous dragon-like creature with its wings surrounded by flames. It looks big, it looks angry, and it is staring down Goose. You can also really see Goose's cake, like it's just kind of in the way.
It's distracting at all times. It's hard to aim around, you know. He probably has half cover.
It's like one of those tense hostage situations where it's like it's like got the person like
holding it's just holding Goose's rump.
You can't make a clean shot.
It's counterintuitive. It's actually easy to shoot around because it has its own gravity. You just shoot past it.
Yeah.
and the arrow will curve around.
Yeah.
Like Wanted.
That's it.
Like Wanted.
Amazing. I imagine that's my full action.
No, you're fine. That was with your dirty 20. You're
Oh,
able to
cool.
climb up. You could take a shot. We'll call it your bonus
Yeah,
action. To climb
absolutely.
up, and you're fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Then I'd like to. I've already got my bow out, so.
Are you shooting
Go.
Riz or are you shooting Goose?
No, I'm gonna shoot Goose. No,
It's fair. You know, he's got to come.
I'm gonna shoot the monster formerly known as Riz.
Okay.
as he prefers to be called.
Yes.
Since he turned himself into a symbol.
Yeah. That's a 16.
16 hits.
Yay! Oh shoot! Hang on. I'm gonna get my D8 now. That is a 6 damage.
Nice. The arrow plants itself to the feathers that you have in there. It just goes deep, and he looks up. He sees you. And are you doing anything else?
Nah.
Okay. Then,
I might see if I can duck down in the branches a little bit, so
Okay.
that I'm not just like directly on top of the tree.
sure, you're kind of sort of hiding in between the branches. You take a peek, take a shot,
Yeah.
and kind of duck back. Okay. Riz, or whatever
What we
it
got
was
here?
Riz, will step out of the fire and go towards you, Goose. Lash out its massive clawed hands and grab you by the throat.
Classic.
Make a
Classic.
contested grapple check, please.
That's a classic move.
That is a dirty 20.
That is a 23.
Oh.
Grabs you by the neck and the throat, lifts you off your feet, and you watch as now the flesh that was really surrounding him begins to really properly fall off. There's more room for him to fully grow to his size as his wings. This thing's about, as it really clearly unfurls itself, about 10 to 12 feet in height. It is very big. One might call it large.
Large.
Even though the mini won't let me do it right now. As he grabs you with his other hand, he's gonna uppercut you right in the chest. Go for your soul. He's trying to reach through your ribs to your heart to grab it and yank it out.
That's rude. That's what that is.
That's what my ex-wife did. Sorry. All right, fellas.
Alright. With a 21 to hit.
That just hits.
Great. So with this, he doesn't have a weapon, so it's a little bit reduced damage than what you would normally do. It's 2d6
But it
plus
does
4.
rip your heart out.
Just a touch. Just slips right out there.
Oh, minimal damage. You take 6 points of damage.
So that's reduced down to 3.
Yeah, so you're at 9, right?
And I'm going to use my reaction.
Yeah.
You see him bring the haft of his hammer up. Even though he's been held by the neck, he brings the haft of his hammer up and, deflects the blow, reducing it entirely.
Nice.
I'm going to use my superior technique. I picked my fighting style's superior technique, means I can pick a battle master
Perfect.
maneuver.
As he brings up his claw, you see the deflection. It's barely misses your chest, the spot between your ribs, just under the solar plexus, and you just deflect it. It growls at you. It literally makes like a growling noise, and as
It just swipes. It was so close to my chest. It catches. It slices through my shirt and catches the chain with the ring on it, and you see it dangling from one finger, like the chain with the ring on the end of the finger.
Nice. Is there exposed nipple? I need to know so TOS, so Twitch doesn't bet.
The nips are just covered.
I mean, what can I say, Zach? Before Goose didn't have a nipple piercing, he does now.
There you go. It grabs you, and holding onto you, it's going to start running away. And it's dragging you with it.
Excuse me.
You, in fact, sorry, let me rephrase this.
This is messed up.
The wings, as it takes off flying with you, rather. It is strong enough, but it still gets to move at half speed.
Oh no.
So it's going to move 30 feet up into the air, and Zach, or rather Goose, you are going along with it for the ride. Alright, Goose, it's your turn.
I reckon kill it.
All right.
I reckon kill it.
You reckon?
Goose is like, fuck it. Reaches out and grabs the ring, sliding it over his middle finger.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see him grabs the hammer with both hands, and a thunder clap swings the hammer towards it.
Did you put on the ring?
I put on the ring.
All right. As you put on the ring,
Oh no!
that you so
Ryan's like, you put on that ring that we specifically said in character creation was only for emergencies, like 7 episodes in.
You should put on the ring.
The campaign ending ring that we gave.
You suddenly turn into the Trask. It's game over. No. As you put on that ring that you paid such a dear price to obtain, you find that the world around you, the vision that you had of it, changes dramatically. It's nighttime, but now your eyes seem partially adjusted to the dark. You can see in shades of black and white, out with the occasional peal of thunder that echoes unnecessary. You can really see the outline of this creature. There, as it's grumbling to itself, flying with you attached to its arm, you find that you can clearly understand what it's saying. It is speaking Draconic, but that mumbling that it was making a minute ago suddenly changes and your mind shifts. You find inside of you, and you know where you got this ring, and it makes no sense to what you're seeing here, but there is a well of your lizard brain, part of you. There's like this connection. You feel almost your blood set on fire as the ancestry of dragons flows into you, and you see and clearly understand this creature as it's mumbling, saying, "I will take it back to camp. Oh, stupid, not worth it." And it is dragging it behind you. All right, and you find, of course, absolutely, the blood that's almost boiling inside of you is just ringing and singing with magic. Yes, you can absolutely respond in kind.
I say, hey, big guy, suck my whole ass and hole. And then I'm gonna hit him with that.
All right, make an attack roll. As you're grappled in the air, he looks surprised. You can read the body language of this creature. It is completely surprised the fact that you speak Draconic, because nobody does.
Yeah, I feel like the wind around me, and it feels like it's singing over my skin, and that wind kind of like wraps itself around the hammer, and I swing it towards him.
I hope you kill this thing and then get petrified and then fall out of the air. As a petrified stone goose.
14 to hit.
14 does not hit.
Yeah. Unfortunate. That's all she wrote.
Okay, as you go to
See
swing,
you later.
he catches your hand and he goes, no ass. All right, Lyndon. You're up. You can see it in the distance as it's lifted up of the ground. It is.
So-
before, you can ask.
So the fun thing about level 1 is you have 2 spell slots and 3 cantrips, and only one of those cantrips is offensive in any way, and it specifies in the spell you create a bonfire on the ground. So I have no offensive spells, no
Throw a
offensive
rock.
cantrips. I can throw a rock or something. So what Lyndon is going to do, panicking in the moment, is he's gonna and then he's going to drop his book, and then he's just going to do the one thing that he knows how to do, like without thinking. He's just going to push his hand out, and like a silvery glove encompasses his hand and flies off of the edge of his glove as he casts Mage Hand. He flings the Mage Hand after the guy, and he just grabs onto his wing to try and take him into a dive down one side. I can carry 10 pounds of weight with a Mage Hand, and that's all I'm going to try. I'm going to try and grapple him on one side of his wing.
It's like being a really annoying fly in his eye.
Yeah, basically just.
So that would entail you running. Mage Hand is what, 60 feet, right?
Yeah, I think so. Let me check. Mage Hand is oh shit, it's only 30 feet.
It's a little
run
bit too
30
far
feet.
from you. You're like 70 feet away, and even with your.
Let's see then. All right, face step
Could you
then.
pick something
all I
up
got.
with Mage Hand and then chuck it?
Just lob it with Mage Hand. I feel like he would be. It would be as bad as me trying to throw something with my left hand. He's not a very athletic person. He doesn't practice sports. However, if I survive this, this is going to be a great impetus as to what spell I'm taking at level 2. I am going to. Okay, what I'll do then is I'll use my movement to run after him. And I'll be shouting, Junie! Junie! They're taking him! They're taking Goose! Goose is flying! And then I will get as close as I can, realizing he's getting too far away. Again, the Fey ancestry sort of comes in as a bonus action. I will teleport, Fey teleport 30 feet closer, and then the Mage Hand's gonna reach out within 30 feet and grab hold.
All right, make a. We'll call it a strength check. We'll call it DC. Actually, it could be an Arcana or Strength. I'll let the choice up to you. DC 16.
DC 16, Arcana. I'll make it Arcana because I'm using my magic rather than my strength, and plus 5 to that. So I just need an 11. I got 13, so 18 total.
You grab the wing and your Mage Hand pulls down. This creature is already hurt, and you know that the Solamnic Knights put up a fight against whatever jumped at them. And as you pull down, you hear the partial rip of the wing, sending Goose and the creature into a dive out of 30 feet into the air. Okay, nice. So we'll deal with that right now as immediately reaction. Goose, I need you to make a dex saving throw, please.
Yeah, that makes sense. Use my eyeball dice. Not good. That is a 10.
10. Okay. As you fall down, and the creature will need to do the same.
The least funny number to roll.
Natural 20 for it. Nice. It lands on its feet. And the reason it takes no damage is because it flings you, it lets go of you, Goose. That's the good news. The bad news is it throws you on the ground beneath it to cushion its fall.
Oh no.
And as it lands down, Goose, you take 30 feet worth of damage. You take
Oh god.
10 points of bludgeoning damage. Which
Oh.
still leaves
7
you
points.
7
7
points.
points of bludgeoning.
and you are knocked. You're just knocked prone. As it lands, you feel the claws of this thing like dig into you, the weight.
Oh my God.
As you tumble to the ground, it looks back. It's no longer capable of flight, and its eyes whip around in the rain and lock eyes with you, Lyndon.
Ollie, Ollie, wake up, Ollie!
See, as soon as he looks at Lyndon, he's like, "Hey, dipshit, I ain't done." And he's like,
How are you not
get
dead?
up.
That would have outright killed me from full health.
Ooh.
Oh god.
Corey, you're up.
I'm going to run so that I am within 30 feet.
Okay. Let's see
If
we
I
get you
can.
there. Yeah. So if I run you 30, gets you here, and then you are just at 40 feet away. You're just out of range.
Okay. Can I base step 30 feet across, which might make me above him? But I'm on a higher platform, right?
You can. You're. I'll tell you. Let's see.
I don't know if I am.
30 feet. You can't end up above him. You're still too far because you're 40 feet away. But you can.
Oh, good.
Yeah. But you can get close enough to see it and be right there.
Yes, I will face step closer. And I will use the. I mean, he's probably immune to fire damage, but I will cause the fire damage to the creature upon arriving and landing in my position.
What's the range of that?
5 feet of me. Oh, I
Is
can't
it
do it.
just a little bit too far? In
Just
fact,
out. Never mind.
Actually, you should be 10 feet away, so I'm a bit further, but no, just a little too far for that.
I have one spell left. I'm gonna cast Cause Fear. It worked last time.
Okay.
I'm
Wisdom
gonna-
saving throw?
Yep. Wisdom 13.
18 on the die.
I'm just gonna stand out there.
Okay.
I've teleported there. I've panicked. I've tried to be scary. It didn't work.
All right. Juniper.
Corey.
All right.
And now I'm out of ideas.
Get the fuck out of here. Go. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Roughly, like, how far away would I be? Would I be able to kind of like get myself down out of the tree and close the distance a little bit?
It's you're 80. Thank God for Tailspire, man. You're 90 feet away,
Okay.
so you can go
Goose is
30.
fine.
You can go 30
He's
feet, and then but where you are, you still have clear line of sight on this creature trying to run away.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just keep firing, but I might try and like kind of clap my hands together to kind of draw its attention.
Okay.
You leave my family alone, you beast! And I'm fire another arrow at him,
Go for it.
I guess. You can do math. You're a strong, confident woman. That is a dirto twinno,
That yes, that
as
absolutely
people call
hits.
it in the biz.
Everybody calls it that. Yeah, everybody. You never heard Matt Mercer say "dirto twinno"? I have.
I have some very good friends who always call it a dirto twinno. Shout
a
out to
good
Quest
line.
Fantastic. What the fuck is that? Okay, that is 7 damage.
That is possibly the most Australian thing you've ever said.
All
A
right.
dirto twinno.
Do you want to get closer? Or are you going to stay camping on your tree? As you take a shot, the arrow plants itself in its other wing. The creature is like pincushion, looks like a porcupine. It is heavily bleeding, and it's looking down at Goose. You can see it takes a shot and looks down at Goose. It looks at all of you for a moment.
Goose
and-
is saying the most vile things in its
Oh, yeah.
language.
Oh yeah, and it's
Things that would get us TOS.
nice. Okay.
I think with my movement left, yeah, I want to scale down the tree. Seeing that it's still leering over him, drop down out of the tree and just start running as best as I can.
Okay, if you drop down, you can give me a dex check to land like 3-point landing and maybe gain a little bit of extra distance.
What's my dex? That's a 21.
Nice, yeah, you get an extra 5 feet of movement, getting you a little bit closer than you normally could. And you can see your brothers, your sister, Ollie somewhere sleeping. And yeah, they're looking, or at least Goose looks like a dog's breakfast.
Yeah, I might just try and run, like, as I'm running, yelling to... Corey, Lyndon, get away from it!
You watch as the figure that is looming over Riz, and again, I can't quite scale it, but it is big, and it looks down. It looks to all of you. It'll position itself between you and Goose, as again, you're prone, right? Like you fell from the sky. It reaches down to grab you by the neck again, so contested grapple check, please. And has...
Okay. Is there any advantage or disadvantage going on?
Yeah, it has advantage, because you're on the floor.
You see the as it does, Goose is going to use his reaction. He's not sure what he's doing, but instinctually he just like reaches up, and the wind again like swirls around him, and it's going to cancel his advantage.
Yeah!
All right. The ring flares to life. Good stuff. That's a 22.
That is 8.
He grabs you again and turns you around, his arm around your neck, choking the air out of your lungs or out of your throat. And he looks back to all of you. And with a voice or vocal cords that are not meant to speak common, it will.
Your brother's life for my own. Bad deal. Bad deal.
And he's looking to the person that's closest, and that's you, Corey. He's looking directly at you.
Goose is looking at Corey like, do not.
Can I? Do I have an
You're like,
action?
Not yet. No,
Fuck.
he's just talking to
No,
you. It's just
I'm
like,
just talking to him. Okay.
Yeah. and he's got him by the neck. He's got his claws right around his throat, and you can see in the light of the thunder that's occasionally coming by, it lights up. It's got long nails that are just like at the edge, and I mean, from what it looks like, what you can tell, it could just puncture the neck of Goose and just
See the
with one
shadow
stroke.
of Goose's butt on some rocks.
Yeah. No us.
Fifanilo.
Yes.
No follow. And it pulls back, slowly moving, dragging Goose behind it with its neck around, and it's holding its, I'll tell you this, that it's holding its action. If anything happens, it's going to squeeze. And with this, it's moving back. It can't fly anymore, so it's much slower. It's going to move back. Actually, it's dragging Goose, so it can only move back 15 feet while dragging your feet behind it. That's its turn. Goose, you're up. Are you putting up a fight?
Absolutely.
Of course
Sorry,
you-
I can't not.
God damn it, Goose.
Not do it.
So what are you
Why
trying
do
to
we
do?
even try?
He's got his hammer like this. It's like pulled around, but he's just gonna like essentially like pull it up over his head and smack above him.
Okay, make an
Again, that-
attack roll, and he's gonna in response squeeze. So you go first, and then it's gonna react and try to
Okay.
squeeze your throat.
Okay. I shit you not. That's a natural 20.
Nice. At the same
Sorry,
time,
don't
so
you mean a natto twinno?
a nat-
No,
fucking
Twenna.
natural 20.
So it's gonna react and squeeze.
Let's
Let me do
go.
the attack at the same time. 13. So 19 hits you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you deal your so max damage on the die, and then you roll another die on top of it.
Okay. $21 points of damage.
As you crush and reach upwards, you crush its skull, and it reacts like a lizard would. Like it's sort of an automatic reflex that immediately squishes your throat. You suffer 11 points of damage. 8 points of damage. I'm sorry. And
8
as
points damage, leaving me on 1 point of damage.
How do you have? What has happened? Are you on level 6?
No,
Are you on level 6? What happened?
what's your total hit points?
Ooh, total hit points is 16.
Oh, you
Guys.
you guys. That's right. You okay? So you're down to 1, and as it dies, you hear thinking, "Oh!" As it falls behind you, you've crushed its skull. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage, please.
Dexterity at what?
Yep.
It does fly 5 feet away from me.
Does it?
It does, due to Crusher.
Nice. I still
I
need you to
can-
make a dexterity saving throw.
Are you using your level 2 HP?
Yeah.
Right.
Is that not what we have? If we don't have that, then
I just need a confirmation, because you said at the end of last session you guys level up, but then you also said between sessions that we'll need to level up during downtime.
So your spells and your spell slots and all the magic stuff that comes in takes a long rest. Your hit points and all that stuff kicks in right away. So that's on me.
Okay,
I'm not explaining
gotcha.
that well enough.
Awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Alrighty.
What's your dex save?
natural 1.
As
It giveth and it taketh away.
this creature,
At least it wasn't one of those boring 10 or 11s.
Yeah,
Right?
10 would have been
Yeah, that's so unsatisfying.
you suffer
Let's
10.
go.
So as the creature, this one is
My
different. It looks
lord.
different than what we fought before. It explodes in a shower of fire. The fire licks and burns. It is not like your grandma's fire. I don't know what grandma's fire. Grandma's fire was really hot. It is not some average crappy fire. It is the fire that comes. And you recognize this fire, by the way, Goose. So that's the good news, right? This is dragon fire. And as it explodes in a shower around you, you suffer 10 points of burning fire damage. You are knocked out. You're not
That'll
dead.
do it.
You're knocked unconscious as the creature conflagrates, leaving a severe burn mark on the floor, and the nearby bushes and trees have also caught fire, leaving nothing behind. Riz, or what was maybe once Riz, is no more.
Now, when you say leaving nothing behind, you mean Goose?
Yeah.
Goose is there. He's on
Okay,
the
good.
ground.
Goose is there.
His
Because I'm like, I
hair-
don't think we have true resurrection at level 1, Raccoon.
Not yet. Not yet. Soon. But the Goose's hair is on fire. His beautiful hair. And a few nearby trees. And we, after this top of the round, it's Lyndon.
I'm running towards him as quickly as I can.
And put out the hair first, then worry about everything else.
It'll require a dash for you to get to him.
Yeah, I'll dash.
Okay, as you get over him, you can see that he's burned. He is injured. His hair is on fire. His boots that he loves so much are kind of sooty and marked and burned a little bit. What do you want to do?
That's all I got. That's my action to get to him. I can't do anything as a bonus, so I'll just start getting down and patting him out on my next turn.
Okay, Corey, what are you doing?
Still in combat? I
Well, he's got death
cast...
saves to
He's
do.
on death saves.
Oh, right. I cast Prestidigitation and I snuff out the fire on his hair.
Okay, that'll help.
thank
That'll
you.
help. His hair is no longer on fire. His streak of pink is now like maybe a little dark.
That was close.
I cast create bonfire and put his head back on fire.
I have nothing to help. We found a healing potion. No, Goose had a healing potion
Yeah.
on him or something.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got some healing potions. I also
I
have
like-
materials
I
to
am
make healing
looking through
potions.
My bag. I am looking through Goose's pockets.
Yeah, I mean, you see it sitting there now. Goose, because I'm a particularly evil DM. I'm gonna ask you to roll a D100, and you want to roll a 51 or better.
Let's go.
What? But
Let's
that's
do
worse
it.
than
I'm
50
gonna use these like very pretty space dice looking motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Oh god. Oh god.
That is a clean 46.
The
Jesus.
healing potion was exposed to the heat, and you watch that it's
God
boiled. The pop, it's just boiled away. There's nothing left in your healing pot. With that, Corey, as you use your prestidigitation, you get rid of the fire, which will help, and actually is a pretty decent help. You're looking around. You see the healing potion that Goose had is broken. The liquid is just completely evaporated from the intensity of the heat.
I think I just start calling out Junie's name as I'm like trying to heal. Like I can't heal, but I'm just trying to like. There was fire involved, so I think I'm just gonna maybe try and get some water or cool him down or something. Is his skin burnt? I don't know what I'm trying to do.
Junie, you can see your brother has fallen, and the twins are over him trying to help. What do you want to do?
Yeah, she's just been running this whole time, trying to get over.
So if she
am I
dashes,
too-
you get like within 10 feet, but you can't quite get there. Yeah.
Oh,
So you can
God.
run. You sprint. You're over there. All that to
I
say,
think I'm.
you go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I have some healing potions on me.
Mm-hmm.
I think she'd be like, rifling through her kind of satchel as she's running.
Yeah.
Like with one in hand, as she's just running of like, I'm coming.
So, would you willing to give up a healing potion, even if Zach, Goose? I'll ask you to make a death save, though it is largely irrelevant with being able to be fed a healing potion here in a second. Let's see how close to death you would have gotten.
I got an 11.
Okay, so you're kind of stabilizing. The hair is doing
The
better.
temptation there to say a natural one then was
Yeah, it's
so
huge.
great.
It's huge. I know,
Just
I
to
know.
fuck with you all.
But as Juniper arrives with the healing potion in hand, she'll.
You're not meant to move him. I think in case his bones are broken. I don't. Corey, I don't know.
We're not going to move him.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like.
I think it's
uncork
something
the-
about his airways. You've got to make sure he's breathing or something.
I'm gonna uncork the healing potion.
Yeah.
And kind of just like pour it into his throat and maybe do the like, so he actually like so it goes
Take the
down.
poison. Take the
But, like probably, yeah.
So
Weirdly,
And then
probably
I'm just
thing
gonna
that
wait.
you did to Goose when he was a very young child. Like,
Take your meds.
like
And with
Yeah,
this,
you
as
better
you
take the medicine.
uncork it, you see Corey's gotten some water to lay on his head to kind of cool him down. You, and then you pour the water, the healing potion. Roll 2d4.
That's good.
2d4
That's
plus
good,
2 on the
Corey.
healing potion.
That's really good. Lyndon, maybe if you can put out the rest of the fire around here.
No, Corey's better at that.
That's all right. You can do it. Here, take my cloak, and I'll kind of chuck it to him.
as the hit
You
points.
were like, I can't do
come
it with
back to-
magic, therefore I can't do it.
Yeah,
Can't do it.
if Lyndon can't do it with magic, he doesn't know what he's doing. I just rolled a medicine check to see if he knew how to do it. I got a 5.
Yeah.
He doesn't. He's heard about it, but he doesn't know. He's waiting till he can do something with magic to help people. He's only in first year of studies.
As the hit points come back to Goose, as you see like Lyndon like go to walk away, Goose's hand just like reaches out and grabs him at the front of the shirt and pulls him down. Just like he sucked our whole ass.
Whole ass.
Whole
Yeah.
ass. Whole ass.
You regain 9 hit
don't-
points. Yeah.
Lyndon's adrenaline having survived the fight and not had to watch his brother die is like suddenly just made him super hyperactive.
Yeah. Corey's just
Whoa.
giggling. Like, I think just the stress and the fear, Corey's just laughing along with her brothers, like, oh, what is happening?
Goose grabs Corey, like grabs her like fireman over the shoulder and just like spinning her around. He's just like full
Goose.
of energy. He's just like
Goose, you just stop. You've just
Man, I love Goose. It's insane.
Goose, you've just come back.
Goose
Please
pulls a bit of the
put down your
burnt skin
sister.
that's now healed and flicks it at June.
Very mature. Now,
Put
seeing
Corey
how
down.
your neck almost got crushed, I would suggest you put down your sister.
Key word in that sentence, almost.
Where's Ollie?
Ollie's
I'm gonna
still-
start rushing back to where I dropped my book, like 120 feet back.
Goose puts Corey down.
we almost we almost died.
Woo! Again, everyone's saying
Goose-
almost like it happened.
Well,
Corey,
Goose
would,
almost
would you
died.
mind my spell book's a little muddy? Sorry, I
Oh.
dropped it. Could you? Thank you. Tuck that away.
Ooh.
Is everyone okay?
Feeling fine.
I'm tired.
Honestly, let's
I'm
do it again.
really tired. No, let's not do it again. How did?
Just one more.
So he.
Just one of them.
Do we have to?
Well, I
Do we have
guess-
to get everybody to show us their necks now? Like every time we talk to them? What the hell was that?
I can't believe I even noticed. I
s-
was trying to pull a harmless prank on Riz and then found out that he was a face stealer.
But it was more than his
Well-
face. He had his whole skin. He had his whole body. But there was a mark. Like, so does that mean that they take the face and then the rest of them transmutes?
I think he had all of Riz.
Well,
why were they just
he
taking
said
the
that
face
they
of
was. He said that they were face stealers. We know that whatever these things are, they're not to be messed with. But
Why would Riz? Why would Riz like bring our attention to them? He was the one who was sobbing and crying and saying it was. Unless that was that Riz? Did we leave him alone at any point? Did they take him while we were?
Yes, we did while we were fighting.
Yes.
Yeah, but he was
What is it?
awfully
Oh, yeah,
clingy
what?
from the beginning.
Lyndon,
So-
Lyndon, it's okay. Corey, do you think you could calm your brother down?
Yeah.
Ollie should be awake for this. He would know nature things.
I think it's best that Ollie remains sleeping. In fact, I think we should take a rest. We'll
I'm
take
just
it in
gonna-
turns.
I'm
Sorry,
gonna
you go.
take Lyndon's hand and I'm just gonna like pull him towards the tent and just like sit him down and just sit beside him and start swapping notes in a notebook, like study.
You should have.
Focus.
There's one I've been practicing catapult. If I'd had that, then while they were flying away, I could have thrown a rock and it would have hit them.
Lyndon?
Then,
Lyndon,
sorry.
this is our first time using magic as a way of saving our lives and our family. We've got to not take it so harshly. I know it was scary and I freaked out, and it's me. I never do that.
That was scary. Seeing you freak out is not something I'm used to, Corey.
But if we focus on the spells, we will get better, and then we won't be as useless.
I feel like I'm almost there with it. I just needed. I wasn't right. I couldn't remember it, and I dropped my book.
It's all right. Let's just rest, all right?
This
Well,
is left.
I didn't manage.
I was gonna say
didn't
this has
manage
left
to-
June and Goose for the first time.
Oh,
By
yes,
each
that's
other.
true. That thing nearly killed
Hey,
you,
I'm
didn't it?
Sorry, you go first.
No. You were that close.
I
to
almost
dying,
died.
weren't you?
Sorry,
Oh
I'm
my.
sorry.
No, I
I
think
almost
you should-
died.
you-
I almost died, and I'm sorry.
Why are you sorry?
Not for the dying thing. That was actually really cool of me. But
No, it wasn't. No. And actually, that marks the second time today that I've had to save your sorry ass and stop you from scarring our siblings.
the
Are you
sorry,
speaking right now? No.
the sorry was for before.
What, the earlier fight?
No,
It's not a
June-
problem.
June.
Goose.
before. When I left.
Yes. Well, I suppose we were hardly at our best that day. Either of us.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. Look, I did maybe get close to dying just now, and if I had left things with me being a scumbag, that wouldn't be on.
A scumbag? Is that what you think you are?
I mean, a little.
You're not a scumbag, Goose. You're my stupid brother.
Unfortunate for you.
It is, because it's my job to make sure that you stay alive. As much as you
Well,
make that
you've
hard
got
for me.
your work cut out for you. Bah. He just walks back to the camp.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I love this. I love this so much.
Wow, you guys really thought we were gonna get close to some resolution there.
Debated. As you come back to camp, the night is pushing on. It is probably close to midnight at this point. Ollie's just been sleeping in blissful ignorance of everything that's happening around him. The fire is roaring. Juniper, you had time to find a couple of rabbits before things
hell
popped
yeah.
off. You're a fast hunter. Are you guys taking rest? Are you taking different parts? Is there a watch order, or are we all just going to sleep?
If I may then.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You go.
I am still wired and too much adrenaline and thinking through, like he's a bit of an overthinker, as you'd expect. And so he's not going to sleep anytime soon. And so he's opened up his backpack. The very few things that he has in his backpack, because he's not used to traveling, so he's not got useful things like rope and stuff. He's got ink, an ink pen, a spell book, 1 day of rations, which he's going to eat, and alchemist supplies. So he's just got bottles and jars and all sorts of shit that's just not useful for adventuring, but is useful for alchemy. And he's
Yeah.
going to get out his alchemist supplies, and he's going to use his notes and his alchemy supplies and the stuff that hopefully Junie's going to give me to make some healing
Yes.
potions.
Oh, that's fantastic that you have all these. That's what we gathered from the previous camp. I think, given today's events, some more healing potions wouldn't go awry.
Yes, thank you. I have been practicing those, so I should be able to. Goose had one on him, but you said it was it was wrong. It was evaporated. It burned away. I can still utilize the jar and the. So I take
Waste not, want not.
I take the remnants of that and I do some studies on it and then Q-tips and things to dab and I do a little practice. And I don't know how potion brewing works in your worlds,
Okay.
Rackham, but I'm going to do that
Linden.
with my downtime.
Perfect. So we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
I will say that in your bag you also have, of course, tea, because why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? Exactly.
Okay, so we can deal with this as, or we can do it now, in fact. So you have all the ingredients. June, do you give him all the stuff, or do you keep some back, or how does that work?
Someone wanted to make poison, didn't they? But I think I'm gonna. You, Corey? Yeah.
But I think we should make healing potions. Given what
I
just
think
happened,
she might. Yeah. I
Corey
think she
is
might
like, I don't think we
override
need
that
poison right
decision.
now.
So I have written
No.
down that you have enough for, like, quite a few healing potions here.
We can make 4 healing
Yeah.
potions or 2 poisons.
Or 2 poisons. So do you give him enough to make 4?
Yeah.
All right, so the recipe is something that you're familiar with. It takes a little bit of time, so it's more a matter of time than it is. But however careful you are, this is an intelligence check. So if you want to give me a roll, the DC for these is fairly common. These are common healing potions. The DC is 12.
And I get to add my proficiency with alchemy supplies?
Yes, you do.
Wonderful. So that is going to be at this level a +5.
Yeah.
11 + 5, 16.
Yeah, you're able. So for every potion that you make, there's always a chance that things go awry. So if you want to roll 4 times, then.
Cool.
So
I
one
will
done.
do so. How long does each one take?
About an hour every time to distill the whole
Is it
thing.
is it like a single one per attempt? Like, is it, or do I make them in batches?
It's 1 per attempt. Yeah,
One per,
it consumes. You don't have all
And
enough.
it's like an hour, you say?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do. I'll roll a check to see if I'm tired after the second. The second one's even better. That's a dirty 20. Dirty 20. Sorry.
Yeah.
So
You're
okay,
saying
wait,
that
so,
in your
so
accent.
the first
Yeah, I know,
one.
right? I did it on purpose. I did it on purpose to be like, don't put an ounce of Australian on it.
The
Dirty
DC,
20.
the DC, the first one you rolled a what? 16.
16 and then a 20.
Okay, the dirty 21. The potion comes out exceedingly good, and I'll tell you what that means in a minute. Okay.
Excellent. I'm just going to roll myself a wisdom save to see if I'm getting too tired to carry
Okay.
on. Yeah, I'm still good. So I'm going to go for another one.
Mhm.
Whoops, drop off the table. That's not as good. 14.
Still good. A regular healing potion.
And then one more time, I'm gonna make this a Constitution save because it's 3 hours into the long rest. We might be too tired. Yeah, no, I failed that con save, so I'm just too tired to carry on. I'm not gonna bother with the fourth
Okay.
one.
The second potion you have. So you have a healing potion. You have 2 regular healing potions, and you have a masterwork healing potion. The masterwork healing potion, when consumed, heals you at its maximum capacity without you needing to roll.
Hey, nice.
So that one will always heal you for 10 hit points if you drink it.
This one looks good, actually, really good. I think this is one's worth keeping hold of for emergencies. The other two, I feel like I've done a better job.
So
Cool.
are you
I'm
keeping
tired,
watch?
I'm
Are
going
you
to
the
sleep.
first one to keep
I'm going
watch overall?
Yeah, I think I for the last maybe the last of those potions, I was probably the only one awake, or me and Corey or something.
So you
as
guys got to tell
Rob
me,
is-
who's awake, who's
So
asleep.
as Lyndon is going to sleep, Goose is going to get up, and because he just crashed the first 3 hours, just out completely, and he gets up and he's like, he gets up.
You
He
okay?
sits next to you, Lyndon, as you're finishing up. He's rolling a cigarette in his hand. Hey, don't be guy.
Are you okay?
A bit crispy.
You took a bit of a beating.
Do you have a light?
Big ones.
Be
Well,
careful.
Set a campfire, create bonfire a good like 10 feet from me, and then
This is it. He's rolling.
I got to get a stick to put into the fire and then use that. But you just put your face into the bonfire. I'm like, difference between the two of us. Goose.
Eyebrows singed. He's like, bit of a new one for you, huh?
Yeah, a little bit. Have you fought things like that before?
Not like that, but I've been in a few scraps. See this? And he looks at his arm, and this is something that he's gotten recently, but it is like scarred. It's like quite a large scar down his forearm.
Yeah.
So I was doing a gig, and it was going great. Everyone was loving it. Two people, one guy in particular, was not having a good time. He decided to get up on the stage with a bottle. You can imagine what happened next.
No.
Well, what happened is he swung the bottle at me.
Oh, why?
Well, he wasn't really appreciative of the message we were putting out. The Knights of Solemnia dogs.
Oh. Yes.
Probably shouldn't have been playing at a Knights of Solemnia bar, but
So he hit you with a bottle?
Yes.
And that smashed you like this? The cuts?
You would think, but no. Hit it on my noggin, bounced off my noggin. Quite a hardy thing this is. Flew into the crowd, smashed on the ground out there, and then Serafina, Finch, she came out from behind me to defend my honor. In doing so, pushed me off the stage. She punched him in the face. I fell off the stage, fell onto a broken shard, cut my arm.
That's not as impressive a story. You should go with he smashed you with a bottle.
Yeah. What I'm trying to say is that when a fight breaks out, it's fucking chaos.
Yeah, how do you deal with that? We could have
Fine.
died today.
Yeah, you know what I did in that fight? The fight that this happened? I just stood there like a mug and got hit on the fucking noggin, mate. It takes time. Except for Corey, because Corey, when you guys were younger, got replaced with an automaton. So you gotta...
That's not...
You don't know.
Okay, yeah, sure.
I imagine if Juniper's like sleeping, just even in her sleep, she's like, "That's not true."
But like, how do you know? Like, have you fought things before, not people?
There's some stuff.
Because
Traveling between towns.
How do you know what to do? That thing had wings. I've never fought anything. Well, bullies, but I've never fought things that want to kill me. That tear my. I've never had to fight for my life before.
Yeah. No, there's no training for it except doing it, and you're gonna be bad at it at first, and that's all right.
What if you're so bad you die?
Well, that won't happen because I'll die before you die, and
hopefully not
June will
now.
die before you die.
You should keep this one, by the way. I'm gonna hand you the maximum healing potion.
Thank you.
This one should be potent. I took some care with that one.
He puts his pinky in and just like rubs a little bit into his gum.
Don't waste it. It's
won't waste it.
particularly potent.
He's enjoying it.
I'm gonna keep one. I'm gonna give. I think I can do more, but I'm tired now and I don't want to mess it up. I'm gonna give another one to Corey, and I'm gonna keep the other one. Can you maybe not tell? Should I give one to Junie?
Give one
she
to
gave me
June
the-
because
She gave me the
yeah, give one to June. Don't say I said that.
I guess I won't. I'll okay.
Because she'll be in the
he's
back and
gonna-
she'll be able to run to someone who needs it. you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk over to Junie's sleeping and just slip the healing potion down into the side of her bag into like the.
Can you grab
You have to
Can you
move,
grab me her shirt? Can
You
grab
have to
me her
move
shirt out of her
Corey's
bag?
feet off of your lap because Corey like
Yeah,
tucked
yeah,
her
sure,
feet
you've been
onto your
right
lap
here.
just in case you got up or needed to get up. Corey would be woken up immediately. So you just have to
I'm
like
gonna try and do. I'm
glide
gonna
her
try
legs off
and
of you.
try and move your legs off of me real careful. Move over to Junie and place one in Junie's bag.
Grab her shirt out of her bag for me. Chuck it. One of her shirts. Yeah, one of her shirts.
Would I be woken up by this?
I'm gonna,
I
I'm
just
gonna
woke
try.
up.
And, I'm gonna
make
try
a
and
sli-
take a.
Make a sleight of hand, and we'll see.
I am going to try.
And then what's your
that's
passive
it.
perception, Juniper?
My passive perception is 14.
That's your DC.
14 is better than 10, right?
So as you go to reach through her stuff, you hear the sound. You were having a dream of no particular importance, and yeah, you feel something touch your leg. It feels like almost an eel. It's cold, and as it definitely startles you.
Yeah, I think she's just gonna like startle
It's okay.
awake.
It's just me. It's me. I was giving you a potion. That's all.
Why have you
I
got
thought
my
you might-
shirt in your hand?
Oh, I didn't want it to break. These things are fragile glass. I wanted to wrap it in the shirt.
Oh,
We saw what happened to
Thank-
Goose's last one when it got burned.
that's true. Thank you, Lyndon. It's really
It's okay.
excellent
I
that you
didn't
made
mean-
these.
I didn't mean to wake you. Sorry.
That's okay. It's probably time
I
for me to take watch anyway.
Goose is just woken. I think he's going to take watch. You two can decide for yourself. I'm going to walk back over with the last one and hand it to Corey if she's awake. I'm going to just slip it down into her pocket or something,
Okay.
and then I'm going to turn to Goose and say, "Look, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be such a wuss. I'm going to need to get used to this."
You call your brother a wuss?
I
No,
didn't.
he didn't. I just feel like I wasn't very useful, and I'm sorry for
Lyndon,
that.
you saved me, first of all. And
And also, you go, Goose.
you saved me. There's no being wussy in a fight. We're just gonna live. And you know what? It's been a good day because we're all alive.
Oh,
That's good.
okay. Yeah. it's
Baseline,
good.
you've done well. All right?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. He's
Yes.
gonna sort of, he's very much giving you the impression that he's closed off now. He's not in a place where he can accept any kind of positive feedback or anything. So he's just gonna take off anything that's more uncomfortable to wear, the waistcoat and stuff, and then just slip down behind Corey and essentially just like arm over cuddle and just comfort himself in that respect and go to sleep there.
So Corey and Lyndon are both asleep, and Juniper, you've woken up to Goose, who has rolled a cigar or a cigarette and is smoking it, which stinks up a little bit the place, obviously.
You see, when she gets up, he goes,
So not only did you nearly have your neck crushed, but now you're deciding to pump a whole bunch of smoke and fire through it? I think maybe she'll like grab Goose's nose and like make him exhale the like.
"Oh, it's cold out here." Ugh.
Yes, cigar smoke. Fantastic.
It's just cold, I think. That's why.
Cold enough to make fiery smoke come out of your mouth.
Vapor from the air, you know, when it's cold and you breath.
You really do have a
allowed.
great tendency for self-destruction, don't you?
It's pretty impressive, a lot of people say.
Hmm.
Give me your shirt, by the way. Jesus, you're paranoid.
Why do you need a shirt?
Give me,
Oh, 'cause yours-
idiot.
she's gonna get it.
And
Thank
he
you.
pulls
would
out his needle
suffice.
and thread and starts darning the holes in it. This is what Goose would do. Well, one of his tasks back when he lived at home is keep everyone's clothes kind of like in order. he has. I picked up the proficiency in the disguise kit since it was the closest thing possible. So yeah, he goes and spends his watch like darning the clothes.
You know, I never did understand how you had such a knack for needlepoint.
It's because I want to look good, and I do. He like reapplies his eyeliner after getting exploded.
You know,
You'd think that'd be the worst thing that's happened to my makeup. Incorrect.
Oh, really?
Many bottles thrown at my face.
I guess.
Hey,
I guess nothing's really changed that much, has it?
not much. Hey, Dad. Dad was calling out, for me. Hey.
Yes. What, the night you returned?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ginny, I've been going a year and a half.
It would seem so.
He's not getting better then, huh?
No. Things like that rarely do.
Passes
glad
her the
that's-
cigarette.
All right, but you have to get out of the tent. And yeah, we'll go out and smoke a Dari. Aye?
Smoke a dat.
Smash a Dari.
Remember, kids, smoking is not cool. Smoking is not cool.
Yeah, smoking
Smoking's
is
not
not
cool.
cool. But
This
you know
is
what's
this is
cool?
fantasy. This is
Trying
fantasy
to
tobacco.
repair relationships.
Yeah, with drugs.
Fantasy cigarettes with no nicotine and no carcinogens.
Yeah,
No
it's
tar.
They're having a smoko, but it's fine. It's not real.
Yeah,
fine, it's not
this
real.
is before capitalism decided to,
To make cigarettes super addictive.
yeah. Yes. He's not getting better, Goose.
Well, I guess we will have to do that then.
Do what?
Get better.
Well, I think there's only so much we can do, right? I'll look after the farm. The twins have their magic. I'm hoping that, Ollie will
Jim.
get better with magic, and you've got your music. So we're all sorted.
J-Town, J-Money. You can't be... Your whole future can't be, I'm gonna take care of the farm.
Oh,
If-
it can't.
Dad's not around. I'm just saying it doesn't have to be. Look, I get it.
Do you, Goose? Do you? Because you always shirked responsibility every time it came to it. I'm not... I'm not trying to fight with you.
I was
think it's
leaving
great.
for us. I wasn't leaving just to gallivant.
I'm not saying that you were. I think you should. Do I wish that, your music wasn't so tackily advertised?
Wow.
Maybe. I just think you're better than that, Goose. You probably don't think so, but I actually have quite a high opinion of you. Higher than you probably do. And I know that you could be doing something better with yourself, and you don't. And that's why I'm going to be looking after the farm.
I
Because
tried.
all of you-
Genuinely, I tried.
Tried?
And it
To do
didn't fucking go well.
Well, you're young. You can keep trying.
No, June, I tried. I tried to do more. It wasn't just the band, it was other stuff.
What, drugs again?
I mean, not drugs, but like, not just for money, but for... We got in a little deep with some people who seemed like they were going to try and make a difference. And it was stupid. But I don't know where Finch is.
You
Remember Serafina,
know
who
what-
went on the band with me? She's gone.
gone as in dead?
No, it was this whole fucking thing with this, and he points to his ring.
You don't know what that thing is, do you?
It's a ring. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm assuming it's got some sort of power. That's what the twins think.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, check it out. And are we near the river? Or where it's raining still?
It's raining.
He just like puts his hand out, and water collects in a massive bubble, and then it freezes. Then he drops it. I actually didn't know it was gonna do that.
What have you gotten yourself into?
I was trying to do a different thing.
What did it do before?
I haven't worn it before.
And you wore it today?
Well, I figured it was either that or get carried away by a dragon man. So we got
You want
into
to
a
find-
situation, and it seemed we were trying to steal this, and we did. But when it was nabbed, Finch got just gone.
Who were the people you were taking it from? Who wanted it? Are they after you now? Is there any way of
So
Just
finding them?
very unknown group of mages of.
Very helpful.
I could tell you what house you broke into. The people were the Gerber family. You know the daughter, Cassandra. They're a rather wealthy family that happens to. The daughter was like one of the students that took on magic, but never really graduated into going into like the towers like your siblings did. And her family is fairly wealthy. It came into like a fairly sudden wealth. Her father either struck a mine or something. The details are fuzzy, but there's sort of like the man. If there's the man in town, they're part of being the man. And this was the family that obviously had cool stuff, and that's the house that you broke into, and that's when things did not go well.
We thought they might have connections to the Wizards of High Sorcery or the Knights of Solemnia. And so we
And so what? What were you
This is what
trying
I'm
to
s-
do, Goose?
this is what I'm saying was the point. It wasn't just a band. We were trying to do something.
You know, next time you try and do something, I'd prefer it if that thing wasn't trying to get yourself killed.
That wasn't the intention.
Well, you do have a knack for it.
I haven't died yet.
No, because it seems like there's always someone to pull you out of things. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Anytime, Goose. Well, are you taking watch or shall I?
I'm still feeling a bit crispy, so
Go rest.
thanks, J-Town. He
All right.
Good night.
he crashes.
So Goose will go crash, and Juniper, you're left by yourself. But the
Sure I
night,
am.
unless there's anything specific you want to do, the night will go by. rather uneventfully. Nothing, no secret dragons are jumping at you, no more initiative rolled. You guys see the next day rise up. The rain, constant companion in this neck of the woods these days. There are a few moments throughout the night where like there's a few gaps in the clouds and you can see the stars, and it's proven to be quite nice, but by and large it just rains and it's a full-time job to just keep the fire going. Unless there's anything, we arrive in the morning with you guys fully leveled up, and the day is yours. Ollie is still out cold.
I might do like another medicine check on them.
Go ahead.
I think since Corey didn't get up to take watch, Corey's probably up much earlier than the others, and goes out of the tent and ignores Judy.
Well, great. That's a 13 for medicine.
He is feverish.
Oh, what?
He's something. It occurs to you that there is probably a set of time, maybe whatever happened in that moment that you and him shared, with that deity that sort of presented itself, maybe something else, but he's definitely feverish, and you can hear him mumbling under his breath, something about wolf. Like he's having a very active dream, but he feels really hot.
I might like, bring some kind of cloths and put a cool towel on his head.
You have that line on your forehead, Junie.
Yes, that comes from hard work and no access.
Because she
to
got folded
moisturizer.
as a baby.
You're asleep.
Stop
oops.
saying that. Ollie's a bit feverish. So is Goose, apparently. He keeps talking in his sleep. I'm just putting some towels to his head to, bring his temperature down.
You just...
I feel...
There's no comment from Corey, but there's definitely
I can feel it. I know it wasn't necessarily the smartest decision to talk with this Fisher King. But I have to tell you, I spoke with this thing, and it seems non-quantifiable, ineffable, but it seemed like it wanted good, and good for Ollie.
Right.
And that's just what I wanted for him.
The blessed child of Mother, of the gift of nature, strikes again.
I can't prepare him for life the way that maybe Mother could. You and Lyndon have a great gift in being able to nurture each other and study your arts. Ollie needs that from someone.
It's all right, Junie. You don't
Otherwise-
have to justify having a favorite.
A favorite? Is that what you really think this is about? Corey, you're my sister. You're my only sister. I would say I love you all equally, but Goose does get on my shits occasionally. You can't think that I love one of you more than the others.
It doesn't matter. You and he bonded more, and he got to learn about Mother.
and her magic. So, I guess that's why Lyndon and I did what we did. And in the end, I don't think it matters. I'm gonna wake Lyndon up. Corey walks away.
Well, there's
With the
breakfast.
At the sound of the word breakfast, Goose's eyes suddenly flash open.
Yeah. Got those pain, like he's so stiff and sore. And he's like, ah. I feel like roll at it.
Lyndon? Barfrez.
Barfrez. What's... You okay?
I'm fine. Junie's made breakfast.
Okay. You have a potion I made you on.
I saw. Thank you.
I'll just get sorted. I'll be out in a second. I'll just put away the rest of my alchemy jug stuff and start preparing my spells for the day.
Like
Corey,
any family with multiple
Corey's
siblings.
gonna like start putting on more of her outfit, and as you see like more items that go back on, the more masculine Corey looks. It's sort of camouflaging her feminine form.
Corey, I was thinking as I went to sleep, the retreat spell, the Expedious one, I think I've cracked it. I've got a. I was coming at it from the wrong angle. I think I can work on that a little. I think I will. Very close.
I'm impressed. I struggled with that one. I have a plan. After seeing Goose be lifted up into the air, I think I can attempt a spell as well. Maybe soften the fall.
Oh, okay. I've seen Satan use that one, but only as a demonstration. Seems a little risky. If you get it wrong, splat. Not to put the pressure on you. Just.
When do I ever get it wrong?
Well, do you want me to answer that?
Just because you're not automaton. When you were little, they swapped her out. He's like in the middle of eating.
Are you guys speaking in twin, or are you
Thank
speaking
you, Goose,
in?
for showing us all
we were
of that.
we were speaking in speaking in regular.
Okay.
Common. Yeah, I'll put away my stuff, come outside with book in hand, and I'll be kind of half reading it as I'm eating the breakfast.
I think
preparing my spells
Corey's
for the
also
day.
doing the same. We're just sort of swapping notes.
Yeah.
It's like the old dad energy, reading the newspaper and kind of oblivious to the world around you. You're having a cup of coffee. You guys are studying. You would know, Corey, Goose, actually all of you would know that at this point, I think it's common knowledge Ollie has a fever. He's not waking up. Despite your best efforts, he is just out and he's mumbling to himself. You do know in town in Vogler, which is about 3.5 hours from where you are now, that there is a medicine man. There's somebody that your dad would have brought you to after your mother passed. They can mend bones and set things. It's not magical, but he has a really good knowledge of like herbs. There's also the brass crab where you've been invited to for the funeral, which is happening today. So there's possibly answers there. I don't know, but this is kind of the situation you're in, and the day, it's probably at this point, you guys woke up fairly early, Corey being the first one up, and Junie having been up. It's probably like 7 in the morning, I guess, at this point, and the rain is still coming down.
Oh yeah, I'll turn to Lyndon in Twinspeak and be like, oh yeah, Ollie has a fever.
You see Ollie like doing a very complicated hand motion. No magic words being spoken, but as he's doing it, like using the force, there's just like a little rock nearby that's just kind of like flicking and moving a little bit every time he does it. And he's trying it, and he's getting frustrated and clicking his fingers and stuff. But then he tries it one last time, and it goes, boop, and it just takes off and lands about like 3 feet away, boop, boop, and rolls. And he goes, I think I'm getting there. Ready to go when you guys are. I've finished eating.
Well, we have a dilemma, don't we? We need to make the funeral. Ollie looks like he may be ill. We can travel slower, perhaps carrying him. We could potentially take him to the old medicine man, who
The one who lives
That
in
would take
Drury
us to-
Lane?
The one who exactly.
Do you know the medicine man?
I do know the
The medicine man?
the medicine
The
man.
medicine man.
Damn it all.
Sorry.
Hashtag Shrek.
I
I will turn this into a Shrek adventure at the drop of a dime. Just so you guys know, a Cookie Monster can show up at any moment. I don't mind. This is awesome. Somebody wants to make it- Yeah.
I think Kari will raise an eyebrow and just say, "There was a cart, wasn't there? Couldn't we put Ollie on the cart?"
Card is
Is
demolished.
that the one that flew through the air?
Yes, that creature.
I got him. It's fine. Goose is gonna just like hurl him up over his shoulders, slump him like a massive ermine, and walk along with him.
So you're gonna fireman carry him?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's enormous. He almost touches the ground on both sides.
He does. He's like very close to.
He's
Because
so
you're
lanky.
5'9" and he's like 6'4", so he's quite big.
Is there any possibility of, if we are heading towards either this like medicine person or the
He's in town. The medicine guy is in town.
Is there any way of going past the obelisk, or would that be going back?
You guys, no, you're parked not far from the obelisk at all. Like you guys parked, you set up your campsite. Like you're within a throw's distance of it.
I think before we head off, I'd just like to see one more thing before we go.
All right.
I'll be back. She's gonna, make sure she's got her arrows and everything,
Mhm.
and
As
kind of
you,
set off if no one's gonna stop me.
No, I'm not gonna stop you, but Lyndon is. I'm not gonna stop you, but Lyndon is gonna kind of just like drop his eye line, his level just a little bit, so that he can look down at the chin and neckline, and he's specifically looking for any marks or anything on any of them. So he looks on her, and then looks across at Goose as well, and then like almost doesn't want to, but then looks across to Corey and checks her neckline as well.
As
Kind of
you look at him, Goose
paranoid.
does this.
That's Goose.
I throw a piece of rabbit at him.
He eats it.
So you do. I mean, you're able to make your way to the obelisk. It's really not far at all.
Yeah, I think she's storming towards it with the kind of like, what the fuck kind of energy of
Mhm.
like, all right, Mr. Kingfisher, man, you talk a big game about protecting stuff. Now my brother has a fever, so I'm gonna make that your problem. She doesn't know
I tell you
about
though-
gods or like magic, so she's just doing her own thing of like, talk to your manager.
I
Make
will.
Make a
I
religion
will say
check,
though.
please, as you arrive there and you're sort of like, Karen energy, at a god.
Make a
Very
Karen
much
check.
energy.
Karen
And
check.
it's a
I want
nine.
to speak to.
9 or
That's a
19?
19.
19. Oh, okay. You get.
No, you will answer my
Yeah,
call.
and he's like, well, I don't know. There's no manager here. It's just me. That's policy. That's just policy. Here's a coupon. You get the distinct sense that this has nothing to do with it.
Oh. Is anyone there? Hello? Habakkuk?
I didn't get the sense that it was still active after you touched it. For us,
Oh my goodness,
he went
you are
towards
here.
it and said, I thought I'm not going to leave you walking over to a random obelisk the first time of which you touched just knocked Ollie unconscious. For all I know, you're about to touch the thing and get knocked unconscious. what I'll say
touch
is,
it again if it'll help him.
I'd rather you didn't, because the first time we don't do it.
I fucking do it again.
From my perspective, Ollie approached it, said, "I'm going to touch it." I said, "Be careful of touching it." And then the second he touched it, he dropped unconscious. And you said some person had been speaking to you.
Yes.
And in that same instant, the magic of it went away. I can see magic. I'm studied in it. I can see the essence of it, and disappeared.
So, whatever was in this thing, it's not anymore?
It was a transmutation sort of a magic, a magic that I'm particularly studied in. I've always found a fascination in transmutation, and so I could recognize it. And then it disappeared when Ollie touched it.
Imagine you're speaking to someone very dim, Lyndon. That's me. I'm
the magic of changing one thing to look. I'm not great at it yet. He picks up a stone and he starts to mutter things and scratch his thumbnail across it. And he uses minor transmutation, the new ability he got at level 2, and you see it starting to transform around the edges from where he's touching it from stone to silver. And it starts to turn like a really shiny rock until it's actually legitimately a small pebble of silver, like a nugget. He says, "Look, the magic of transmuting something from another," and then I'll drop it, and as I drop it, it changes back to stone. It was that sort of magic. It's not just changing stone to silver or wood to steel. It's the act of changing one thing to another. There are spells that can make you faster, or spells that can give you the ability to fly. These things.
Is there a spell that can help
transformatives.
him?
There will be, yes.
Heal him?
Not ones that I don't know of healing magics. They haven't been around. Healing magics hasn't been seen in, I don't know, millennia, since the gods
Well, what's
disappeared.
the fucking good of it then?
I don't know. It's one of the things that makes me think you didn't talk to a god. You talked to a trickster at best. You could have just talked to a disembodied voice that was inhabiting what was essentially a curse. You could have just talked to a curse.
You guys aren't talking quietly, right? Like I imagine you're having. Okay,
No,
Goose,
we're
make an
having a
intelligence check for me,
heated-
please.
Goose?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes, it does seem odd, doesn't it?
A dirty 1-0.
Nice. When you hear in the distance, sort of, Lyndon's voice escalates, and he says, "I can turn like stone, like transmutation magic. You catch pieces." You look to Oleander, and you're wondering if he's going to turn to silver in front of your very eyes. You're not sure if Ollie's turning from stone to silver or whatever after what Lyndon said, and you've uncovered maybe. It's up to you to decide how you want to do this, but a little bit of a fear, like what the hell are things going to turn to other things with that weird conversation. And you know, Ollie touched the thing, it's transmutation, whatever that means, and you now know that turns stone into silver and maybe people into silver as well.
And yesterday you saw your extremities almost turn into stone as well. So.
Yeah, Goose is just like, he's thinking this, and he's like, I have to save my brother, I need to get him to town. As he grabs the rabbit that Likor is throwing at him, and he's like, pure focus. And he's like, I need to grab him up, and then I need to throw him on my back, and I just need to go.
Right.
To get him.
All right.
Throws him in the back, and it's just like,
Corey, you
magic
watch
shit
as
is out of his.
Goose is just like in a panic, grabbing Ollie on his shoulders. He's grabbed his stuff. He's got his cigar or cigarette maybe tucked behind his ear, and he's about ready to go, waiting for nobody.
Are we going?
Well, yeah. Yes, we're coming. I think Juniper might just point to the stone and if you're deciding to be helpful, just saying that your supposed champion is very ill right now, and if he's not better, I'm going to make that your problem.
I'm feeling fine.
Is that Goose or Ollie?
Yeah, that's Goose. Tell it. He assumed you were talking about a champion, and then I was talking about him.
It's not about you, Goose.
Those things are.
Lyndon waits for Junie to sort of turn around to catch up with the others, and then he just sort of looks aside bends down and picks up the rock that he just turned to silver, and then a big sort of excited grin comes over his face, and he rushes off to find Corey, and he sidles up behind her and says, "I did it! I got it to work. I was just talking to Judy, and I turned it to silver, and then I kept a straight face as if I'd done it before. I made it think I could. I know I could do it. I don't know if I got it to do it. I turned it solid silver, and then I dropped it, and it stopped. But
That's incredible. You could do it again.
I hope so. And then I try, and it doesn't work. He's too excited now. He's not paying attention.
And with that,
specifically has to be showing off.
you guys are making your way over the next couple of hours. Nothing special or untoward happens on the road, and you guys are slowly getting closer to Vogler. You arrive on the day of Ispin Greenshield's funeral. The fishing village of Vogler clings to a spit of land, reaching into the Vingard River. Wooded cliffs overlook the community, and the only path from the north, which is the way you guys are coming from, descends past the ivy-covered remnants of a crumbling stone keep. In the distance, you can see the village modest wooden buildings cluster around a quaint central circle and along the riverbank. About a mile out, there is this enormous hill that stands, and you can see about 40 to 50 soldiers encamped there. Tents have been erected. There's what appears to be an officer's camp. You see a dwarf standing out, issuing commands. She's got nice polished brass armor, it looks like, and you can see a number of people, and standing immediately beside her, this enormous ogre of a man. And the word ogre occurs to you as it turns to you. You can see it is a half ogre, in fact, standing there taking orders from this dwarf who's issuing commands here on High Hill. And past that, they're sort of cleaning up. There's some amount of work that's being done. Stakes are being placed. It looks like some bleachers are being installed as well. Who the hell knows? And as you guys keep going, you can see that one of the biggest salient features of the city, and you guys have seen this before, is this enormous, incomplete stone bridge of incredible artisanship that sticks out about halfway across the river. The structure clearly dates to before the Cataclysm, eclipsing its modern peers in size and sturdiness. The bridge crosses less than half the river's width before giving way to a series of ropes and tethered rafts serving as ferries. But you guys are coming from the northern end, so you don't need to take like any sort of the ferries coming from the southern end. You can see it done. Early in the morning you arrive. It's now about 10:30 in the morning or so, 11, and you can see that along the river, fishing vessels, as this is the predominant trades of Vogler. Plenty of fishermen and fishing vessels are out in the water, sort of early morning, getting out there and getting the work done. I will change the map to that of the town. The town is not huge, but it's big enough, and there are fair amount of things to do. Let's do this. Woo. So this is sort of the overworld view of the map. It's not going to be, to the umpteenth detail. Let me change. I need some music. My prep. It didn't save the music. Let's do this. No panic.
Quick, Zach, you're the musician.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly.
Hello.
Well done. Excellent. That was really good. I
And
love
through the
that.
magic of editing, that was amazing.
That was so
Yeah.
good. Thank you,
No
Zach. Just open your mouth and then we'll put some heavy
Wow,
metal or
how
something.
does he have harmonies with himself?
Wow.
That's
It's,
crazy.
Thanks for making my life
few
easier in
people
post.
can master.
So with this, you arrive to town. You can hear the commotion of people getting excited and ready for the festival. The festival's not quite on yet. It's tomorrow. But banners are being placed from one side of the street to the others, the bright colors. And here, by the time you get here, the rain and the storm has passed. It is bathing the city in this beautiful mid-morning sunlight. It is warmed up, and people, you can see kids running to and fro. Goose, you're the one who's been most recently to town. You know where the brass crab is. You know where kind of everything is around town. You have a standing invitation to go there, and you know that the funeral is meant to be this evening. So the day is yours across town. If there are things you guys would like to accomplish, there is the wharf, there is the marketplace, there is the inn. There are a couple of inns, in fact, in town. What would you guys like to do?
All right,
I would
gang,
like
let's
to
go
take
to the.
Ollie to the medicine man.
Yeah, first things first, get Ollie to help.
Excellent. So, as you approach there's a place, and you can see outside. Not everybody's literate, and it's the easiest way to traverse through town is by signs that are hanging outside. And you see a mended arm and sort of a sling, indicating that that's the location of the medicine man. He's got a fairly small building. You've been there a handful of times. It's still, even despite the sunny day, there's always that sense of like misery, and it's like kind of cool. He tries to keep it clean, but it has people, never go there when they're healthy. And you can see that the door is open. There's a waiting room. A couple people there standing in the corner, some with sniffles. And there's a fisherman who's kind of grumbling under his breath. And you can see that he's got a pretty significant cut on his hand. And he's telling this other person that's beside him. He's deep in conversation as you step into the room with Ollie. I told you what I've seen. I'm sure I'm not crazy. Well, you say that the stars vanished. It makes no sense. I was out fishing in the middle of the night. Yeah, in the middle of the night. It was the best time to fish, less competition. And it was raining, right? Right? And I looked up, and I swear, the Fisher King was gone for like a minute. He's saying the stars were gone. Yeah, that constellation had left. And I navigate by it. So behind the clouds in the night, with the fog, and you probably having had a little bit of something to drink, the stars are gone, right? I'm telling you, I know what I saw. And as you guys enter the room, whoever's there, I don't know if all of you are going, he suddenly falls silent, taking in your elven ears, and you hear him stamp his feet. There's someone to see you, Doc. The door opens to the patient room, and coming in is this older man now. He's a human. He's kind of humped, like he's got this hump. His shoulders are slumped. He's got these big spectacles, making his eyes look enormous. I'm already with a patient. What seems to be the matter? Please grab a seat.
My brother has a fever.
Goose just like bumps him down on the table.
Easy with
That one.
him.
He's fine.
Well, I'm not sure. Oh, you're the Hartmans. I recognize you. How are you? How's your father doing?
He's
Good.
much the same. If he would rest, I'm sure he would be much better.
Well, tell him Elias says hello. It's always confusing with elven anatomy. I'm sorry, wait. And he points to the fisherman who's been waiting there longer. One moment, please. He's a young boy. All right. Have you given him anything?
Ollie?
Wet Willy.
All right.
No, just cool cloths to bring the fever down.
All right, let me... And you watch as he's looking under the eyelid, the ears. He spends maybe a weird amount of time on the ears because he doesn't get to, practice on elves all that often. To the point where, like, are you actually doing are you doing anything to this right now?
As he's looking the ears, can I just look under his chin?
Oh, sure, yeah. No, it's definitely no scars. A lot of wrinkles and sunspots, but no scarring.
I keep forgetting that's a thing, and I was like, what?
And he... Right. Well, good news. He's just... It seems that he's just deeply asleep with fever. Bad news. It's going to have to work itself out. Sometimes... I'm not saying that's what happened, but sometimes some fevers can run so hot that the brain needs a moment to sort of shut down. It's not going to swell. It's not that important. It's not that serious. But you should... And he starts explaining what fevers are for. If you allow him to, he'll just expand on fevers are healthy.
See, the four humors get out of balance.
What we need is
get
leeches.
Your brother's got too much blood.
No. If you go to
get rid of some of that blood.
anybody who
Too
offers
much
to
red humor.
no bloodletting, there's nonsense. Just let him rest. Fluids. If you have a place at any local tavern, just let him sleep. And he'll eventually snap out of it. If he doesn't, you can come back to me. But I'm sure by tomorrow everything will be fine. And sure, the festival It'll be all right. It's what? Sorry.
It's probably for the best that Red couldn't make this session, because I feel like it would have been a boring session for him.
Yes,
Like, he would
it
have just
would've.
been
Yeah, it's been
unable
really.
to do anything. He would have just been asleep the whole time.
But he is.
Like, it's pretty shitty that he's
I know.
unconscious.
He is. Oleander is muttering under his breath, in his sleep. And who speaks Sylvan in the party?
Sylvan, I believe we do. Yes, Sylvan.
Cool. Yeah, I see Corey does. I was gonna look. Okay,
Yep.
so those of you who speak Sylvan, he is asking for directions. He's asking for directions. It feels like he is. You
Wait,
hear him so occasionally say,
where are we?
I'm following you." What's that?
We've lost it. We lost a junior.
We lost Ellen.
Oh no!
Oh no.
I'm still Lyndon over here.
I'm in Junie's
Oh.
space. There we go.
Hello?
You're back.
Hello.
Oh,
Am I
and it
back?
switched it
Welcome
around.
back.
You're Goose now.
Ah.
Quick impressions.
Wrong one.
Suck my entire ass.
Pretty good.
There's two gooses.
Let me do this.
Sorry, my laptop just completely crapped out there for a sec.
Move. Look at those.
I want to
promos.
see Zach's juniper.
Oh, don't
Yeah.
suck my ass.
Don't suck. That's perfect.
Wow,
That's
the
basically it.
duality of the Harmons. On your
Don't suck
in
my
your
ass.
inside you there are two wolves.
One wants you to suck their whole ass. One does not.
One does not. One is anti-ass. But yeah, he just explains like the process of fevers and just to
Oh,
leave him be.
great.
He just needs rest. Let him lots of fluid. Let him sleep. But yeah, in his sleep, he's talking Sylvan and he's asking for directions in the sense of, which way do I go? I can't follow you. You're going too fast. All in Sylvan. But it's very sporadic, and the doctor looks at you. I'm not sure what he's saying, but I've seen fevers like this before. Usually when somebody hits the head pretty hard. But his vitals are fine. He doesn't appear to be in any sort of risk. Just rest.
Of course, Ollie went and worked himself up so much he passed out.
Possible. But
So
I do have
it's-
other
so it's-
patients. I'm sorry. Is
It's
there
Ollie.
anything
It's Ollie that's speaking in Sylvan,
yes.
Mm.
and I can't keep up with it. Like it's.
No, it's
super
just
fast
no.
and
It's
mutters.
sporadic. Like it's occasional
Sporadic, right.
blurts of word that like are nonsensical in the sequence that they're presented. He's talking to somebody, but you're only getting like part of
Yeah.
the conversation.
Yeah.
All right, off to the tavern. Brass
Yes,
crab, I
find a
believe
room
it
So
was.
for
we
him.
need to find this one somewhere to rest. Find him a bed.
We've got we've got accommodation at the Brass Crab.
Oh, that's right. Because I don't have money. I mean, I've got.
Yeah, becklin. The one
we
that
can,
sent the
we
letter.
can. I know the owner. We
Right.
can probably crash a little.
That scares me more.
We've
to
got
be
it.
honest.
We've got a
It's
little bit of
fine.
money. I'm sure enough to at least rent one room.
We've been
Yalma,
insisted.
Yalma
it should
is
be fine.
lovely.
Becklin
She's a
has
lovely
a
old
comment.
lady. She
Or
knows
we can
me,
just
it'll be
ignore
fine.
everything that Corey's saying.
don't
That's
need-
fine.
Yeah, we don't need to. We don't need
Corey
to
walks
call
away.
on your dubious connections with old women. Goose.
Let's go. Let's
Reasonable connections.
Corey's already walking.
All
right.
Goose,
Yeah,
could
I'll
you, if you
join.
don't mind, I can't pick up him.
Are we leaving him here? Can't he just like chill?
I don't think he
You got
has
chill?
room for him here. He's not. It's not a hospital. It's just a medicine man. We need somewhere to rest. That's right, sir. Yes, you can't house him for us.
That's right. This is not a hospital, whatever that is. No, you will need to find some other accommodations.
Just pack him on a shelf or something. It's fine. It's fine. We'll go to
Well,
the
the-
tavern.
pick up your brother, please.
The guy who was arguing with his buddy looks to you.
Alright.
You, were you out and about last night? It seems you were traveling overnight, weren't you?
Yeah. We were through the
Did you?
forest.
All right. Well, Elven Eyes, notoriously keen.
Eladrin.
Also
right.
not an elf.
Well, fine.
Microaggression, bud.
Did you see the stars disappear.
Did
I
we?
did not.
You didn't. No, you guys did not. Absolutely.
Which constellation is the one that disappeared?
Now, well, it would be there, but it's daytime. The Fisher King, for a brief moment, I swear, the constellation left the night sky. It was there.
And the guy beside him, you've been drinking that juice again.
That juice, as you say, keeps my mind sharp.
Corey, none.
And with that,
So, did you see anything? No. All right, fine.
We did not.
You say the it was the Fisher King?
Yeah, and well, every constellation has a name. There's the Valiant One, the Queen of Darkness, and over there in the corner, usually, and this is the one that most fishermen abide by, the Fisher King. And I use his brightest star to navigate at night.
What's their their disposition? There must be a story behind that constellation.
Well, you need to talk to the local theologian, I suppose. I don't know. That's his name. That's the constellation, and that's what it is.
We weren't doing nautical navigation, so we had no reason to be staring at the stars.
Well, I don't know what elves do in their own time.
Galadrin.
Hey. Keep your tongue in the mouth or I'll take it from you.
You're gonna take my
Okay,
mouth.
Tongue first.
Goose, leave him.
Let's
Good
not.
day, sir.
Let's not.
I
Just
could,
went
though.
past him.
Just so you know, I could. And leave the place.
all right, as you guys make your way through the town, you get looks. Like, there are dwarves here, there are kinder here, there are human here. There are very few, if no elves here, or Eladrin, or anybody that presents in this way. So you definitely get some looks, but everybody's busy. By and large, they leave you to your own devices as, banners. You can see the pie eating contest booth is being set up. The strongman contest booth is being set up. There's the archery range that's being set up. The sort of riddle plays, the puzzles, all the little games that are like part and parcel of the festival. And maybe in your youth have been here before, but you know that every year when they do this festival, there's also the reenactment up at High Hill where they do the battle, which is like the highlight of the festival, where some hundreds of years ago, some great hero stood his ground against the armies of darkness and defeated them, blah, 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 blah. And every year they go back up there and they do this big reenacting battle with fake weapons or blunted weapons to sort of celebrate the victory of goodness over evil. All of that means that the tavern is quite busy. And when you arrive at the Brass Crab, which is sort of like crab-shaped, vaguely, Goose, it looks the same as it always has. You come into the place, and sure enough, it is busy. There is the stage, and standing behind the counter is good old Yalme, sitting there, looking around, and kind of scurrying her barmaids to make sure that food is being served. It is filled with commoners, people who are not fishermen, people who are not necessarily working today, but with the excitement of the festival, the place is rather packed. And as you come in, she looks in your direction and sort of lets out a sigh.
He's like, hi there. I'm looking for your grandmother, Yalme. Is she around?
All right, Goose.
What
do you want?
How's the gout, Yalme?
What is it? Last time you were here, I had to pay at least 10 steel coins to get all of the damage fixed. All right?
Yeah, but I brought in more than 10 coins of buying, drinking customers. So
Eloquent as always.
wow, whose side are you on?
Corey, who's already at the bar,
Yeah.
just slides a letter over and is like, "We were invited."
Oh, yeah, of course. Well, some rooms have been set aside. You're lucky because I have nothing else available. Are you related to Goose?
She points to you, Corey.
On the good days, sure. The bad ones, I prefer not to be.
And you haven't slobbered anywhere, or made a mess of anything yet. That's a wonder. That's amazing.
Slobber. That's
We're-
not accurate.
We're pretty sure he's adopted.
That would explain it. Yeah, sure.
More rescued than adopted. Well, not really. Like one would take pity on a
Flicks Lyndon in the
three-legged
ear.
Ow!
Don't flick your brother.
Hey!
Are the rooms ready?
Yes, of course the rooms are ready. Please help yourselves. You have 2 rooms set aside for you. One has 2 beds, and the other also has 2 beds. I didn't expect a gaggle of 5 people coming in, but I'm sure that one can sleep on the floor. It wouldn't be his first time. And she points to, obviously, Goose.
Goose is like,
Corey
yeah,
nods.
Ollie slept on the floor plenty of times.
Gets up
Ollie
and
will get to
starts
bed.
making. Corey just starts making her way to the room. She.
Yeah, I'll follow immediately.
You pass through the main hall, and there's a mural on the far end behind the stage. You can see this enormous mural that has like these crabs made of brass sort of inlaid into them, and you can see the crabs, their claws, these enormous claws that are in there, are like everything else looks brass except these 2 look like they're worn from use. Who the hell knows? And as you make your way up to the room, it's dry, it's clean, comfortable. It's not, the Hilton or whatever, but it has straw beds, and it's very clean. There's tables there. There's a carafe of wine that's been set aside, a couple of glasses. And just before you go, the Yalmi will ask, did you want me to let Becklin know that you've arrived?
Who did she say that to?
Yes, please.
To Corey. The one with the letter, yeah.
That'd be much appreciated.
Sure, no problem.
So the 2 of you go up, and
Goose is going to follow.
okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Same.
You guys have a set of rooms, 4 beds available to you. It's quiet, it's dry. You can hear downstairs that the stage is, some people are starting to take to the stage and perform. Is there anything else you guys want to do before Becklin is alerted to your arrival?
Corey, where'd you get this letter?
Oh, now we're listening.
Was I not before?
No. I
My ears
explained
could
that
have
we
been-
had rooms. We were given rooms by the invitation to the memorial by Ispin's friend. Did no
To be
one
fair-
listen
What?
when we were reading it out with Father?
No.
That was like a
I
day
know, but-
ago.
How were we meant to meet them? Or are they going to meet us here?
Yes, we'll meet them here.
I'm not sure how to break the news to Ollie. That they might have to miss this out.
Well, hopefully, if he sleeps it off overnight, he'll be fine tomorrow, as the medicine man said.
For the festival, yes, but not for the service.
I think the memorial's also tomorrow.
Oh, is it tomorrow?
The-
Oh,
the
sorry, I thought it was
memorials- so
today.
the memorial's
memorial is
tonight, and tomorrow's the festival.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's unfortunately a side effect of making a pact with a star constellation. I'll turn to Corey and say, the Fisher King is a star constellation, and it disappeared last night.
Of course it was.
Only for a moment, it came back.
Make a actually, you know what? With that bit of knowledge that got dropped into your lab, those of you, if anybody's proficient in religion, I don't know, but since you're the one who pursued that, I guess, Lyndon, you would remember a lesson or a story that back in the olden days, it is said that when the gods walked the earth, their constellations would disappear out of the night sky. The early stories talked of Paladine, of others who would, whenever the gods manifested in the world, some 300-400 years ago, millennia ago, whatever it is, but it was always myths and stories of the stars moving and rejoining this night sky. And I mean, this guy's obviously off his rocker. Maybe he was drinking in the night. He saw behind clouds stars disappearing. when everybody else, what? How's that possible? But it rings
Yeah,
partially true.
I'll say to Corey in our twin speak, it might have been a god.
Don't mention that.
No. And then just back to Common and say, I think he'll be safe here. We should have a look around, get acquainted, I suppose.
We also got to kiss Gorgeous George.
No, I don't think we have to be kissing anyone.
Oh, we have to kiss Gorgeous George. If we don't, that is bad vibes. Look, we've been getting in dangerous situations. I've been pretty flippant, but if we don't kiss Gorgeous George, them's the breaks.
Who is what?
Can I roll insight on this?
we cut to all of us standing in front of this giant the brass mural inlaid in the wall on the inside of the brass crab, and there's these two crabs fighting. He's like, Gorgeous George, you gotta kiss the crab claw before you get up on stage. No, we're not getting on stage, but it's important. It's important, all right?
We're not kissing on stage, Goose.
We're going to be in some pretty thrilling adventures if this last 2 days have been any kind of metric. So we got to have all the schmutz behind us,
I think one sibling being ill is enough. Do you know how many people have probably kissed that?
Exactly why we should kiss it. Good luck.
As Goose is telling you, for those of you who might have come back down, you can see the statues of Fancy and Gorgeous George, the names of the two crabs in here, and you can see that the people who are lining up to get ready to go on stage. There's a comedian on stage now, by the way, he's awful. Anyway, but behind him, there's a couple people who are like touching the crabs. They're kissing the crab claws just as good luck before they go on stage.
See?
You as our spokesperson, you should kiss it on our behalf.
Yes, just kiss it 5 times.
We all
Your
gotta do
luck
it.
Will be our luck.
I'll do it. Goose goes over and kisses the crab claw.
Cool. To the sounds of a comedian trying to make jokes about, and humans talk like this and dwarves talk like that. Just like the worst garbage humor. You go behind and you make a Constitution save. Just kidding. You kiss the.
He should have kissed the claw. I think he should have kissed it.
And you hear Yalme behind the counter. It's good to know you didn't forget your manners. Keep going, comedian. Yalme. It's some quality and she's the only one laughing. Like, she's literally the only one laughing at the garbage tier jokes. And yeah, it's awful. It's awful.
I think Lyndon
Did he kiss Gorgeous George?
The comedian?
Because he's all...
Lyndon's feeling a bit like almost indebted to Goose in a way after last night, and he's a little bit more willing to put up with his crap at the moment, at least.
Come on.
And he walks over and kisses the claw.
Yeah, see? Do you feel it? You can feel it. I think it's not just the remnants of alcoholic beverages upon its surface. I feel
the slight layer of slime on the claw.
Yeah, that's magic. That's luck magic.
Oh no!
Not quite how that works, but we'll see. We will see.
J Town.
You do
J Money. J Bone.
No, don't call me that. You do remember we're here for a service today for our uncle's funeral.
What more would we need good luck for?
I don't know that I grasped that logic.
Vitamin J. Come on.
If it will make you stop, then fine. I will go and kiss the disgusting wall.
Nice. 3 of you have all these obviously sleeping upstairs. Corey's the outstanding one. I don't know. I'm just asking the question. Is Corey going?
I'm not.
Corey. Corey.
No.
Corey.
Stop pestering your sister.
I'm just saying, look, we're all out here. It's been ages since we've all been together. It's gone ups and downs so far.
Yeah, it's been brilliant.
Let's all
so
be
far.
unified on kissing the claw of Gorgeous George.
No.
Please?
Corey,
You did
why
say
don't you
please.
clean it first?
Kiss it. Kiss it.
Yes, it.
I
Yes, it.
tend to
The comedian
I tend
stops.
to
The crowd stops, and all the bar picks up the chant of "Kiss it, kiss it, kiss it,
tend
kiss
to-
it."
I tend to twin speak, and I get quite close, and I say, "He almost died for us last night."
Kiss it. Kiss it.
Goose,
You
stop.
see-
It will make him happy.
Corey doesn't look convinced by that, but will walk towards the crab claw. Will clean it with prestidigitation, and will very awkwardly, in front of a crowd, in front of her siblings watching.
There's the crowd going, waiting for you to
Give
do it.
an incredibly chaste kiss to their
Yay! The whole crowd erupts. Whoa! Like
and immediately leave the tavern.
for having
I'm
for
out.
having bullied all your siblings into kissing gorgeous George. Goose, you gain yourself an inspiration die that you'll be able to
Yeah.
use
Let's
at
go.
any point.
At any point for the
Said
remainder
peer
of the
pressure
session.
Got you nowhere.
For the remainder of the 8 minutes, that's when you get to use it.
I might buy if there's like a version of a Shirley Temple or something that's like non-alcoholic but like sweet or like
Nice.
juice or something. I might buy one with my
There's a
Few-
drink
few
that they call the
buddies.
Goose.
no.
Yeah, named after your brother.
What's in it?
It looks like milk, and it has this drop that makes it look like it literally looks like goose droppings. It looks disgusting. They made it look like goose poop.
He's the only one who ever drinks it.
So it's got the highest amount of. It's got the highest caloric intake. I used to
that
live
just-
off those for a good.
Is that
couple
just
months.
boba?
It's like curds.
Yeah, it's good.
It's the gloss of curds.
Yeah,
Ugh.
a bit of the. Yeah, it'll keep you alive.
Oh, I think I think you're muted because I can't hear you anymore.
Who?
Juniper.
Which one of us?
Juniper. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't
Oh
hear you,
yeah,
really.
yeah. I think you are muted.
The,
No, or
the
your
drink you took was
microphone
too
maybe
strong,
some-
and it just burned your vocal
Hello?
cords.
Can
Yeah.
you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Okay. Sorry about that. I don't know what's up with that. Yeah, I would like to not buy that. I would like to just buy like something sweet, like just fresh juice, and give that to Corey as kind of like a wash it down kind of thing.
Sure.
That's
That's nice. You
that was
notice
very
that
nice, Jess.
the comedian is done with it. The last joke he did was, hey, do you know I speak beholder? He'll tell Goose.
Yeah, mate.
Beholder these nuts, and then he laughs at his own joke because
Yes.
he's a child. With that, he will leave the stage to no
That's a pretty
applause,
funny
except Yalme laughing to herself like a maniac, cackling because she loves bad storytelling. And the stage is open for a brief moment. Yalme will look to you, Goose. Did you wanna have a go and see if it ends up better than last time, or do you want to leave that for maybe later tonight?
Goose gets a big grin on his face, looks over, and then is like holds for a second, and then it's like, nah. I think I'm all tuck it out from the road, as
All
it
right.
were.
And with this, taking to the stage is a person dragging their enormous harp behind them. Nobody's helping them. Sort of dragging it by themselves up the stairs and begins to set up. You can see the strings are well worn. In any case, as you guys are in the tavern, there is a moment where the shadow of somebody entering the room is cast over you. And as you look to face, you can see a human woman dressed in beautiful armor. She has under her arm, sort of carrying here, a helmet with horns. You recognize very clearly the armor, the outfit, and the demeanor of a Salamnic knight. You can see this rose that is sort of like embedded in certain places, and in the center of her chest, this enormous crown that is inlaid in silver and filigree. And as she comes in, this must be Becklin. And she approaches you, no nonsense, and she goes to the tallest of you, which is here, which I think is Juniper at the moment.
At the moment.
Well, when Ollie is sleeping. And
And
she...
Goose could go through another growth spurt.
We're still waiting for his
At
growth
25 years of age.
That half inch, man. As she approaches, she sticks her arm out to shake your hand. You must be Hartman, yes? Is that you?
Juniper, yes, Juniper. And these are my siblings. Gustav.
Goose.
Corylus
Gustav.
and Linden. And Oleander is, unfortunately, slightly unwell.
Ah, yes, Gustav. The last time I saw you, I had tossed you in to cool off from that event. We'll talk about some... Lovely to see all of you. I wish it had been on happier times. I don't believe I've met you, and she looks to you, Corey and Linden. I am Becklin Uth Viharin. I am here the constable, if you will, of the town. I'm a knight, as you can tell by my delightful outfit, but enough about me. I'm happy to make your acquaintances. I hope and I trust the journey has not been too difficult.
It's a pleasure. And give the appropriate greeting for the area. Like he's well versed in that sort of thing. He's not exactly unwise when it comes to interactions socially. So he knows at the very least what the appropriate response would be, like handshake and bow, whatever it is. Just respectful.
And right past her, you can see sort of walking in, sort of acting as like a pseudo squire, somebody that you recognize, Juniper, and you as well, Goose. This is Godswin. This is Juniper's ex-boyfriend, who acts as her squire, walking in with a number of bundles in his arms. He's very much like sort of cop son vibes. And the last time that you saw him, Goose, he's the one who had busted you breaking and entering into the other tavern nearby, and despite dating your sister, ratted you out to the local constable and got you arrested because he did his duty, which was
Godswin. It's all for you, bud. All for you.
As he see you giving him the finger, he's like, Becklin, I forgot something. What is it, Godswin? I forgot. I just don't want to be here. It's like, Squire's duty, you know what you must do. Otherwise I'll get your brother. Garrett? No, he's... and he's just kind of being a bit of a whiny baby. And as Becklin introduces herself here and begins talking to the group, I think we'll leave it here at this moment in the tavern. Feels like a good place to leave it on, as Becklin will then take over and take you to tonight's events. Cool. So with that, I guess let's go one more around the table and what you guys are doing soon. Oh, let's say bye. I'll cut it off here. Bye, YouTube crowd. Thank you for checking out the video.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Bye,
thank
YouTube.
you. And look for that recap soon.